Don't care they'd counting on your tips to live?
You know what this is? It's the world's smallest violin playing just for the waitresses.
I told that boy extra crispy bacon. He did extra crispy bacon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Dspnews, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline yet. I know you guys don't smell no bacon cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that we've been focusing on the wings spot, basically, trying to go ahead and get that up together, trying to get myself in a routine. There's a lot of nonsense going on over there. But we're back in the booth, okay? I'm gonna have to get a whole new newsroom for that and whatnot because the buffalo wing sauce is just starting to become overpowering. But we're back here. We're back in the spot. We're back in the newsroom. And I have a special broadcast for you guys today. We're gonna go over the last 3 days of DarkSydePhil. Now, we're gonna start from the day before his special 12-hour marathon. We're gonna start there when he actually came out and announced how much money he needed, which was $17,000, which was $17,161. That's how we're gonna start our broadcast. Then, for the second video on the broadcast, we're gonna go over and we're gonna go to his actual stream itself, the pre-stream, and listen to him derail that. Basically, him stalling to kind of buy more time so he had to play games less, which is kind of what ended up happening to an extent. So we're gonna go through that perpetual failure, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the coup de grace. We're gonna finish up with the day after the stream. All three of these videos are gonna be brought to you by Snort, Burnell, one of our favorites. And let me go through the titles. First one, oh, this is gonna be great. All right, so first one, first video, forget the money that Emerald 7 gave. He needs $17,161 more. Excuse me, I'm gonna try to be professional about this. Second video, Dspgaming derailing the stream due to his massively strong greed. Saying anything massively strong about Phil is just hilarious. His massively strong greed. Third one. Third video. Oh my god. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. Alright, third video. Oh my god, this is so funny. Alright, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get it together. Third video, excuse me. Third video. Tips and goals are tip goals are dishonest. Seeing my parents is more important than my pigpen. Oh, the lies. So many lies. But ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't matter. Oh boy, that does not matter at all. We're gonna go ahead and do what we need to do. And that's why I'm here. I was trying to be a bit more serious about this, but this is I'm not even gonna try to re-record this. We're just gonna have fun with this the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready. Like I said, thank you guys again for kind of being patient with me. There's a lot going on over there with wings and shit, and things happen really fast over there for whatever reason. So it's a lot to kind of take in. But we back in the booth, and you know how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network Productions. You guys all know the slogan, and don't worry, I have the bacon cooking. I really do. And you know what I'm saying? I've got Belgian waffles going. I got coffee and cappuccino because some people said, hey, GTG, we just can have a pot of coffee. No problem. Orange juice is on the table. I've got a whole spread for you guys this morning, this afternoon, this evening. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work.
Now let's play the game! Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Alright, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Forget about the money Emerald 7 gave. I need $17,161 more. Yeah.
So here's the deal. Before we get to plugs and before we get to shout-outs, I want to give you the information that I have now regarding my taxes. It's good and bad news, alright? So here's the good news, alright? I misunderstood how a lot of the tax stuff worked. I thought that if I didn't pay my taxes by April 15th, that I was going to have a ridiculous amount of late fees, a ridiculous amount of interest, and like it was going to destroy me. Like, not only would I owe what I owe for my regular taxes for the year, but also then there would be a ton of extra shit on top of it. Actually, in reality, that's not how it works. The way it works is I have until the middle of April to pay what I pay, and then, based on what I don't pay, then it begins to accumulate interest and fees and the like. So, in reality, even though the federal government tells you have to pay your taxes quarterly in the United States, like they say, oh, if you're self-employed, you have to pay every quarter, you have to pay a certain amount of money based on your estimates of what you're going to make. You actually don't have to do it at all. It's complete bullshit. They actually, what it really is true, they slap you with a little fine, and that's it. So I have to pay a little fine because I didn't pay the taxes over the course of the year the way they wanted me to, but there's actually no other penalty for it until I don't pay in time, okay?
Well, wait a second. So let's talk about that for just a second. So first off, he didn't know how taxes are really done, despite the fact that he's been self-employed for, what, 9, 10 years? Whatever, semantics. He didn't exactly know. He didn't know exactly how taxes work. He didn't know about what the actual penalties and so on and so forth were and how they are applied to you if you don't pay your taxes on time, which doesn't really matter for Phil because he didn't pay his taxes at all. So, I mean, that was completely out of the equation either which way. He didn't pay his taxes at all. That's what he told us. And so now he understands. First things first. One, not only people on this side of the fence, or this side of the pig pen, I should say, because, you know, they're all in the mud and we're all out here. Not only that everybody on this side of the pig pen told him how those taxes work. People actually went online and actually found him pages, articles, clips on how it works. Completely ignored it. Sorry. Completely ignored it. Said, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that doesn't apply to me. This, that, and the third. He's sitting here regurgitating all the same bullshit that people have been telling him for almost 2 years. But now he gets it, though. Now he gets it. After not paying the taxes late. After not paying the taxes at all. Which is one of the main reasons why this whole tax story thing is about to derail. It's coming apart at the seams because it doesn't sound legit, and it probably isn't. But then again, don't worry. I have a special broadcast. I'm almost done with it, where I'm going to break down from at least where it started. Well, I have two of them, actually. The one that'll come out first will be talking about where all this started to where we're at now and who I believe is the actual cause for it. Should be fun. And then I'll actually try to do I'll actually do an actual tax broadcast, but that's spanned over so many videos and it's a lot. But I will get it done though. It all sounds like bullshit. It sounds like absolute fucking bullshit. And the fact that he would sit there and say that, oh, now I understand this, that, and the third, despite what people, like I said, on his side of the camp and our camp said, now all of a sudden he gets it. Oh, now when the government says this and that and the third, oh, it's all bullshit. You don't have to do such and such. Oh, I just get slapped with a small fee. You didn't even have to get slapped with the fee. You could have actually called them, or you could even gone to your tax attorney, CPA, whatever the hell Phil calls it now. His tax accountant back in Connecticut. Shouts out to the people on Twitter who ended up sending that to me and whatnot, because that was a great reminder. That he could have had all that deferred, as most people who own small businesses do. He could have done that. He could have asked for an extension, like what Wings does, and had that spaced out. So you guys are seeing some of the benefits that Wings provides. He had a lot of options. He had a whole lot of options, and he's not ignorant to these options. I believe wholeheartedly. I mean, it all sounded like bullshit from the beginning, but it's starting to unravel now, and it's all basically coming to head right around the time, or right before this whole vacation with Cat. But we'll get into that as we get into it. We're still in the early stages. DSP News.
So, that's the good news, because I was like, man, not only am I going to owe what I owe, but then on top of that, there's going to be this ginormous amount of extra money, and how will it even be manageable? And the truth is, that's not it, okay? So that's good, alright? The bad news is, I do still owe a giant chunk of money, and yes, it is due by mid-April, and yeah, I don't have enough money to pay it, hell no. So I do have, just pure clarification purposes, I do have some money, yes, absolutely, from the large amount of subscriptions that were gifted to me by Emerald 7 back in December, okay? But it's only a certain amount of money, and I knew it wasn't going to be enough to pay the taxes. It's not even close, alright? So to give you guys some perspective here, alright, in regards to the amount that I owe, plus there's another thing. I have to
now let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, so Phil says he has some money. The Pig Roast spent the money on Emerald 7 and for his normal bills, so on and so forth. Now, let's talk a little bit about that for just a minute. So, when Phil ended up getting this Emerald 7 money, I think there's some things that we need to put back on the chessboard just so, for verification purposes, just so we all know what the deal is. He has the 12 to slash 15,000 from Emerald 7. I think it's closer to 12. So he has that 12,000 from Emerald 7. Then he has the money that other people had donated to him, you know, up to that little 2-month stagger. So he has the Emerald 7 money, then he has these guys' money. He has basically what his regular begging money would have been for those 2 months. Then he has Patreon, then he has Teespring, then he has YouTube. So where is all of this cash, basically? Where is all of this money? Just putting the Emerald 7 money to the side, that was very much just a bonus. Where's the extra between 6,000 to 8,000 he would have made from his regular 2-month begging anyway? And then off what he was going to get off ad rolls from Twitch, and then Teespring, Patreon, and then YouTube money. Where is all of this money at that is now become invisible and what's the word I'm looking for? And isn't relevant? Where's all of this cash at? Where's it all gone? Even if he tried to say, oh, I used the Emerald 7 money to pay off, you know, to pay all of my bills for those next 2 or 3 months, so, you know, it puts him back in a more stable situation, fair enough. Then where's the rest of his cash that I'm talking about? Where's all of your regular pay now? Where's all that money? Because all of that's still there, all of that still exists. The Emerald 7 money was just a bunch of quick money that came to you, and you have it. And you use that to pay all your stuff right away, overdraft fees, whatever bullshit you want to come up with. Where's the rest of this cash? Where's the rest of this bread at? Or this bread at? Where's the rest of this bread at? Where's the rest of his money? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Phil is purposely trying to focus on the Emerald 7 situation so he can get people to, I don't know, like snort Jedi mind tricks, broke Jedi mind tricks, whatever you want to call it, trying to get people to ignore that or to not look at it. It was never there. He waves his hoof, and everything disappears. And that's one of the fundamental problems about this whole situation. If this man's about to lose his house, then why is there so much money on the board that's unaccounted for? You know what I'm saying? And the overdraft fees and whatnot was insane anyway. None of that sounded believable. For him to get hit over and over and over again, if that at that point, most banks and or credit unions would have stepped in and been like, hey, you're going to need overdraft protection because it's obvious that you're not responsible enough to handle this on your own. Or they would have called him in and be like, hey, we need to make an appointment with you because from a financial standpoint, this isn't working for you. So maybe we can talk this out. Maybe we can try to help you out or something. But none of that stuff ever came up. Just something to think about, though. Dspnews.
Account, obviously, for not my account, my tax guy for doing all my taxes and everything, and he's charging me over $1,000 to do the taxes, which is not surprising. Tax guys usually charge a lot of money. So regarding, instead of giving you complicated math, which is going to just confuse the shit out of everybody, I'd be like, I have this much, but I owe this much. So then when you do the math of this much, but then I owe this to do the taxes. So this, it's too complicated. What I did.
How is that too complicated when it's 2 numbers? Is what you owe, and then what you owe the tax guy, your CPA, your tax attorney, your tax accountant, whatever, because they've been morphing over the years. You have 2 numbers. what you owe, and what it costs to have the tax guy prepare your taxes for you. And then that's it. But then let's go back on that for a minute. Because wasn't it like a weekend ago, if not 2 weekends ago, when he said that he was going to have to take 2 or 3 nights off to actually do his taxes? What are you doing your taxes for if you're getting ready to send it to somebody who's going to actually do those taxes? Shouldn't you just be getting all of your documentation together and sending it off? That shouldn't take you hours. That should take you at least an hour to get all of your receipts together, get all of your information from YouTube and Twitch, and put it in a folder and get ready to send that off. Or scan it and then email it, or whatever the case may be. Oh, wait a second. I remember coming across a video where you said that you didn't actually need the actual information from YouTube and Twitch because your bank has all of the transactions anyway. As long as you have all your statements, you can put all those together and send it off to your CPA or your tax guy or your tax attorney. You don't actually need the documentation from Twitch or YouTube. You had said that. You said that back in early 2017. So why? So it sounds to me like bullshit semantics. Hence the reason why the 2 or 3 days he was going to have to take off to get his taxes prepared before he could send it to a CPA or whatever, he ended up only taking 1 night because the ruse wasn't going to work out and he needed to get this money before they go on vacation. I mean, oh my gosh, am I digging a little too deep here? Am I looking into this a little too much? Oh no. Oh man, God. Is the bacon grease starting to get to you, boy? Ow. All right, let's continue.
I sat down, all right, and I figured it out math-wise. How much do I still owe in total, even factoring in the amount of money that I have and everything to put towards it, all right?
Why would you word it that way? Let me factor let me factor how much I still owe despite what I'm sitting on. Basically, what you're telling them is you didn't pay anything. You have supposed pocket money over here that you could pay towards it, which you didn't, which you're not going to. So that's even off the board. This whole equation comes down to what he owes and then what he owes the tax attorney. That's it. This whole thing about, oh, this money that I have been saving that I could apply to it, and then that's going to make a brand new shadow number for you guys to keep getting disoriented with is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. He's sitting here throwing semantics out to keep people confused. Why? If they're dumb idiots like you think, well, like you treat them, Phil, then who cares? They're all just a bunch of numbers. And if you think you're going to get the detractors and trolls and haters confused, they're going to see through it even faster than I did. So what's the point? Let's continue.
Even factoring in the amount of money that to put towards it, okay? Crap, but I didn't add that. Okay, I didn't even do this right. I have to factor in, so this is what I owe, and this is how much he's going to charge me to do the taxes. So let me add these 2 numbers quickly. Hold on, everybody.
Okay, proving my point. So we had 2 numbers, and he already messed it up. He already messed it up. But wait a second, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't just a second ago he said that there's actually 3 numbers? There's what he owes, there's what he owes to the tax attorney, and then there's the amount that he would have left over after he pays what he's been sitting on, what he's been saving for. All right, let's continue. Waffles are almost ready, by the way.
Let me get my calculator out. So this plus this. Okay. All right.
Speaking of which, we're going to have 3 different types of syrup today. You're going to have blueberry, apple cinnamon, and strawberry. If not, you can just have apple cinnamon butter and just enjoy that. That's all we're offering. I'm not running back to the store. You guys have to try to just work with that, please.
So,
factoring in all things and what I already have to put towards it, the net amount that I still am going to owe to the government, all right, $17,161. And then, of course, 1,000 troll responses of negativity. He's greed, and oh, it's Phil's greed. Oh, it's greed. Phil wants more. He always wants more. All right, it's pure greed and theft. It's illegal. This guy is a thief. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
ouch. That is horrible, right? That's...
Oh, shit. All right, let me get it together. Let's get it together. All right, so, oh, man. All right, here we go. So, Oh man. Okay, so we owe $17,161, which is nice vacation money. I agree with Snort Burnell. That's real nice vacation money. So let's get this straight. Excuse me. So allegedly he has money put to the side, yeah? He allegedly has money put to the side. But despite that, he still owes $17,161, which goes back to an active theory, which we went over that video a couple weeks ago. Actually, I think I went over it twice because I think Asian GTG was over here too, where he owes where he was pushing the narrative that he owed 20,000 plus. So now it's either he owes 25,000 and he's sitting on seven and some. He's sitting on 7 and some change. He's sitting on 7,000 and some change, or he only owes 20 and he's sitting on a little less than 3. This is what we've come down to. This is what we're doing. This is almost like the last hurrah type shit here. Like, this is him literally just trying to bleed them for whatever he can. But yet again, it sets the narrative that I was talking about this is the new thing. These people are become, these kids and people, I guess you could say, all are going to become the new nest egg. This is the new retirement plan. This is Galtopian welfare, ladies and gentlemen, at its finest. With Dave-topia financial support for the elderly and the disabled slightly, because, you know, he does have gout. This is what this is. This is what this has come down to. This is what it's come down to. We're going to throw up ridiculous numbers that he knows he can't get, but he knows he can carry them over year after year after year. What did he owe last year? I think last year he said, I think when I tried to gamble the channel off, I think he owed like 8,000 or 9,000. So it just hopped up. It almost doubled. So all he did was add on to that number. So this is just going to be a reoccurring thing. So next year, this number should be almost 30. Because he didn't pay taxes last year. There's no reason to think he's going to pay it this year, especially since he has to take a week off. And he's already, or 4 days off, whatever he's saying. He's going to have to take some time off. And he's going to say he's going to take a hit those days because there's not going to be any YouTube videos. And if they are, they're going to be few and far between. And then he's just going to blame, oh, I had to go and see my parents, my sick and dying parents, because they're dying to meet Cat. He's just going to use that all year. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is great.
Fucking insane amount of money. Yeah. That's what they're telling me I owe by mid-April. Okay? That is bad. Alright? But
does he sound like someone who's panicked? Does he sound like someone who's almost 18,000 in the hole, who has no means of raising this money because he doesn't, and he's on the verge of losing his house? Does he really sound that way? He was better off holding on to the narrative that I'm going to have to see my parents. I don't necessarily, I would have to, hold on a second, I need to reword that. I have to reword that, because he can't say I don't want to see them. It's just, it's going to be extremely tough because I have these taxes hanging over my head. Even if they are paying for it, I'm still losing time. I'm losing money making potential by still going to see them. He should have held on to that narrative and almost made it seem like he was reluctant. Like he needs to go and see his parents because he should. Fucking, you're a piece of shit. You should go and see your parents. But at the same time, still be reluctant and be like, hey guys, I have to go and see them, but I just don't, there's just not enough funds coming in. He could have done that, and that might have drummed in more money, but that's neither here nor there. Wow. That's... wow.
But. We don't have to be disheartened yet. Okay? Not yet. Because there's some good news. Alright? Here's what my tax guy told me. Okay? He said, the good news is that... And
actually, Snort Burnell brings up another good point. If you add it all up, it could be up to about $30,000. You know what I'm saying? But what about all of the money he collected at the end of 2017, and then pretty much all the way up till Emerald 7 came into the picture to give him, you know, the 17K? Where's all of that money at? And you're telling me that you don't have 17,000 to cover these taxes? Are we serious? Where's all of that King Tut money that you supposedly won, yet you still hate on King Tut all the time? Where's that money at? that Tut couldn't win back from you because PayPal always sides with you. Where's that money at? Oh boy, bacon sizzling. Bacon sizzling.
He works with the government all the time, and he is very confident, all right, very confident, that if I can raise a certain amount of money by mid-April and put it towards this, that he's confident that he can take the rest of what I owe and he can negotiate it into a payment plan. Okay? Now, what the payment plan would be and everything, I don't know.
Wait, you were supposed to be on a payment plan, though, last year. First things first. Secondly, if you can't pay the money, you go on a payment plan regardless. You're already playing the game backwards. Third, if you were able to come up with this phantom number, certain amount of money, then your tax, whoever it is that does his tax, I'm tired of saying three different titles, that person should be trying to negotiate, basically have the last of it slide off the board. If Phil can come up with 7,000, right? Well, no, let's say if Phil can come up with 8. If Phil can come up with $8,000, your tax attorney or whatever should try to see if he can negotiate to go ahead and get the rest of that just null and void. If he can. If you can come up with 10, that'd probably be better. And see if you can get all that null and void. Not sit there and try to get you into a payment plan that he or she can already get you in anyway from the jump. What are we doing? Wow, Phil, you really think these people are stupid? That shit hurts. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. And yet at least Swaggins is smart enough not to give any money.
Oh, basically he's saying at the very least 2 years, if not longer. And if that's the case, like let's say, for example, I'm just going to give you a hypothetical. Let's say I can raise, let's just $5,000.
Oh my God. Disgusting beggar.
Let's say I can raise $5,000 between now and mid-April to put towards this total of 17 grand that I still owe. Okay? So then he'll take the remaining money and figure it out, divided by 24, whatever, and say, okay, there's a monthly payment of this. But it's not guaranteed. Like, he's basically saying he's going to try to get me the best terms possible, but he can't do that until we see actually how much I have to put towards the taxes. You see what I mean? Like, once he has an amount and say, okay, this is what you owe, I'll go to the federal government, I'll tell them the situation, and I'll put you on a direct program where every month they basically take it right out of your bank account. And as long as you do that and you agree to these terms, there's like no fees, no interest. You're not going to get destroyed. It's just going to be a set payment plan for, a set amount of time. Okay.
But last year, though, I'm already working with my tax guy or this tax agent or whatever to work all this nonsense out because there's no way I'm going to be able to pay all this money. So I have to hope that they're going to put me on a payment plan to get this all worked out. If not, I'm going to be screwed. And you got to factor all the interest and all the fees and everything, this, that, and the third. I literally said exactly what he said last year. He said all of this last year about everything he was going to get hit with. But now this year, my tax guy is going to negotiate it to where I don't have to worry about any of that. So it seems like you're being rewarded, Phil, for not paying your taxes for a year. It's almost as if you either deferred it and whatnot, like most people who are small business owners do, or you actually paid it, and this is all one big ass lie. I don't know, Scooby.
Now, I'm going to be very honest with everyone here. All right? I don't know if the payment plan is going to work. Because right now, as I told you guys, month to month, I'm having big difficulties just making ends meet. Just being very honest with all of you. Okay? So, just being very honest here, the payment plan might not work. It might be that he says, okay, here's what it is. I'm like, shit, well, I can't afford that. What I'm going to have to do now is call all my credit card companies and negotiate with them so that I don't have to pay as much every month, but that's probably going to freeze those cards so I can't use them anymore to do things like buy video games for the business or buy food. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I like how we have our priorities straight. Okay, so first things first. I have to hope that they can put all this into... They can build this action plan for me, because that's really what Phil's saying. He's hoping that his tax guy and the government will come up with a plan amongst themselves to basically service him so he can figure out what he's going to do moving forward. But then he's going to have to call his credit card companies and tell them that he's going to have to work out something with the payment plan, which isn't hard. And now they're going to freeze those cards. Most companies don't even do that, especially since you owe them money. Whatever. Most companies don't do that. And let's get to our priorities now, ladies and gentlemen. Our priorities. Now he's not going to have the money to buy video games and buy food. That's it. That's the priority. That's his priorities when it comes to his credit cards. Food and video games. So we're talking about someone who has multiple credit cards. He's told us this. He has multiple credit card debt because of putting his taxes every year on his credit cards. But now he's saying that, you know, if he calls them and asks to have his credit card payments lowered, it's going to keep him from buying food and buying video games. So, okay, hold on. So, food and video games. Don't you mean food, video games, and taxes? Because you haven't put your taxes on your credit cards. You've told us this. So, and I would assume that you probably put your taxes on between 1 and 2 credit cards. You have multiple credit cards, though. We know this. So, you're telling me that you can't... You're telling me that you can't afford food? You can't afford food and video games on your other cards. You're telling me they're all maxed out, too. Or they're almost maxed out. And if so, what are you spending all those things on? And the interest rates and everything, we've already talked about that. The government didn't fuck him. It was just he couldn't get any new credit cards in time because he has too many open, I would assume. I don't know. It seems rather suspicious. And it's funny how we keep throwing all this information out for all these brain-dead idiots and all these people who want to ruin your life, yet you're throwing all this information at kids who can barely fathom this shit anyway. Or the ones who have been around with you long enough to where they believe everything you say, and they live with mom and dad, for example, and they may not have the understanding of what's going on, because you can still live with your parents and understand some of this. So what are we doing? Like, where do you expect to go with this? And he's bleeding them dry already, if they're not almost dry. So you know nothing's going to come out of this. So why do it? Oh boy. Dspnews.
And that might hurt my credit. I don't know how any of this is going to work out yet. Okay, I don't know how any of this is going to work out yet at all. All right. The bottom line is this.
And then you just said it might hit my credit, but haven't you been saying for the last couple of weeks that you know it's going to hit your credit and you don't want to have bad credit? Despite the fact that multiple people, including Tevin, praise be, even says that you don't deserve good credit, which you don't, because you ain't fucked your credit up once. Right? YouTube came through, you were overpaid, and they were able to bail you out, and then you screwed up your credit again, moving from Connecticut to Seattle on a declining income, and now you're worried about your credit being screwed again, despite the fact that you have probably multiple cards, or at least you're trying to imply, that you have multiple cards that are maxed out or almost being maxed out, and you can't actually make your monthly bills because of the fact that the interest rates on those credit cards have gone up. All right, let's continue.
It's not as bad as it looked at first glance. At the same time, it's certainly not great news. Like, I would have been like to be told that the tax calculations were wrong based on my income or expenses, and they were way less. They're not. So, in reality, okay? In reality, here's the truth of the matter. I need to raise as much as I can by April 15th. The more I raise, the better the situation for me, okay?
That it's disgusting in my opinion. Like, I'm actually disgusted.
So, if I can raise, you know, half of what I owe, all right, and have that to pay towards it, then the payment plan might actually be affordable. You see what I mean? It all depends on how much I can raise in the short term. Now, worst case scenario, I raise nothing, in which case I can't even afford to put anything towards it. And then he basically said, if you can't, you know, pay it down at all, that you have to basically show good faith, okay? And he's like, if that's the case, then he doesn't know if he can even get me the payment plan, in which case I definitely am going to have to sell my house this year. I'm just going to be showing in default arrears or whatever it's called. Interest and fees will start accruing, and that's it. I got to sell my house. There's nothing I can do about it. It's the only way I can make the money. All right? But what I'm hoping...
Do you think you're going to be able to sell your house overnight? Because weren't you the same individual who said, oh, if I have to sell my house, I have to get it all cleaned up. I have repairs that I need to do, and I don't have money for that. And then I have to get the house presentable to actually have it shown, and I don't have the money for that, and this, that, and the third. And then I still have to work, and that's just going to put me in even more debt. So, but now all of a sudden, if I don't come up with half of $17,000, $17,000 plus, I'm going to lose my house, and I'm just going to have to leave. Like, people are just immediately evicted from their houses, like literally overnight, over taxes. It doesn't work that way, at least not overnight anyway. So, yet again, Phil, fear-mongering, if you will, to help me out. I'm trying not to ruin this because we already know how this all plays out, but for those who don't, enjoy the ride.
you know, with this marathon on Saturday, you know, where we're trying to raise as many tips for this situation, that I can raise enough to make a big dent in this tax total, all right? Get it down as much as I can, and that he can get me on a payment plan that's affordable for me.
Phil's just one of the worst e-beggars. I e-beg, right? You're constantly asking your viewers and your fans for contribution.
New phase of creation, you obviously have not listened to a word that I fucking said. I said that the total that I just told all of you is after any money I have left over from Emerald 7. You need to open your ears, because I know it's people like you who basically start shit. Oh, well, Phil didn't say, oh, what did he do with all that money? I just explained that. I just said after all the money I have left over, this is the total left, so open your fucking ears. Because people like you do piss me off when you start. I just explained it, and now you act like I never said it, and then people will have weird conspiracy theories about where the money went. Okay? So stop it. Listen. Listen the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
But the thing is, though, is it's not weird conspiracy theories, because, yet again, you saw how he's pushing the narrative and trying to keep the focus, because that's really what he wants, because it works to his benefit. It works to his benefit to keep people only focused on the Emerald 7 money. The YouTube money and all that, and all of his other sources of income, how when he diversified his business, air quotes, he doesn't talk about any of that. None of that's even brought up. It's very short-minded thinking. Don't get me wrong, it's important, so it should be brought up. But it's still very short-minded thinking when it comes to the bigger picture. And he knows that. So the longer that he can have people focused on this dwindling Emerald 7 money, the longer he can get away with the real con. And so that's something that's important moving forward.
Toxic! It's salty as fuck. It's like pure salt. All you could taste was salt. You couldn't taste anything else.
Okay. Now. Jesus. So, here's the deal. I think it's time, you know, basically, now that I know what I owe, I know what I'm up against. If I can raise around $17,000, boom, I'm actually good. Like, that would put me in a good position. I'd be like, wow, I raised the money, the taxes aren't even an issue for this year, now I can just go on business as usual and not have to worry about it at all. Realistically, do I see myself raising $17,000 in 3 weeks? No. Just being very honest with all of you, alright? Being very, very honest with all of you, I don't foresee this happening whatsoever, okay? I don't. What I'm hoping is that with Sekiro right here around the corner, which is going to bring out a lot of people who normally wouldn't come by.
With the marathon on Saturday, which I know a lot of people are going to probably come out and hopefully be generous and help out with tips. And with my birthday week coming up, the first week of April is actually my birthday on the 6th. And, you know, as I usually do, like last year, I'll have decorations and stuff. We'll try to hype it up. The hype buyers, the hype devourers.
Okay, so the birthday situation was always going to be a thing, which I guess none of us should be surprised by that. Secondly, isn't it rather amazing if you guys were in Phil's position, his hypothetical position where he owes all this tax money, he's going to lose his house, would you really be chuckling at almost every negative thing that you say when it comes to you not being able to raise enough money to save your house and to save your livelihood with Kat, your soulmate? Soulmate, girlfriend, whatever he wants to call her. Prized horse. I mean, seriously, like, would you really, is that really funny to you? Is that really amusing that you can't pay your bills and you have to beg kids online for money? You're on the verge of losing your house, plus owing all this crazy tax money, and yet you feel that it's funny to chuckle at it almost every time you bring it up. Okay.
These fuckers slurp it up like fucking noodles, like hype. Oh, ooh, gotta eat it. Gotta eat the hype. Ooh. Wow.
Birthday week fun and stuff. Hopefully some people will be generous and will raise as much as I possibly humanly can. Alright? And go from there. You know, if I can raise a big amount of money and put it towards the taxes, I think I'll at least be in a good or better position than originally I had imagined. Obviously, the goal here is to be in a position that I can afford where I'm not, you know, oh my god, there's no way to pay bills and there's no way to pay what I owe, so I have to sell my house, alright? I don't want to be in that position, okay? Okay, so, yes, people are saying you should just do it. Do a $17,000 tips bar. Well, I'm not going to have a tips bar, but I definitely will have a running tally of what I've raised, okay?
He did have a tips goal, kind of like what you see, well, not a tip goal. He did have a tally going up up at the top like he normally does, but it was recommended to him, excuse me, to actually have a tips goal. and a cheers goal. He should have done that, and he didn't. And I'm going to talk about that when we get into the third video of the broadcast, because there's something kind of fishy about that whole tip situation. I'll try to bring that up later on, in the fact that he said Muggsy, actually I'll bring it up now. He said that Muggsy ended up basically malfunctioning basically today, or the day that you're hearing in this recording currently. Muggsy messed up that day, the day before the actual marathon itself. So he was saying that all these false, the trolls figured out a way to play the system and send him fake cheers and tips and all this, that, and the third. But off of that narrative, couldn't he have actually sent himself phantom tips through Muggsy now? Because, well, if the trolls have figured out how to do it, I have to jump on PayPal all the time to verify I need to verify what amount did I get here compared to the person who actually cheered. And he gets to see all of that on his little dashboard there. So who's to say off of that narrative that he couldn't donate to himself periodically in certain amounts anonymously, right? Anonymously, to go ahead and continue to push the narrative and keep morale up to give him money. For example, at the end of, it was actually, I think it was during the last part of the actual marathon stream. I know I'm jumping ahead, but you'll get it. He was at like $900 and something maybe, and then all of a sudden an anonymous tip for $200 pops up, and so on and so forth. And I think he does is what I guess if a pig was the dab, it was a disappointing version of it. The thing is up to that point, for most of the tips, he was actually going on his phone to verify. He saw that $200 anonymous donation and just went off of it. He just like, oh, $200, let me update this, fake ass dab, and that was it. Which is it not possible? Is it not plausible that he faked some of those cheers? Or tips, sorry. Isn't it not possible? Hell, he could have faked some of the cheers too. Or he had someone else fake it for him. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not accusing him of anything, but I'm throwing it out there. Because that seemed kind of odd too. I'll try to bring it up later on.
And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, all right? Like I told you guys, this Saturday is basically make or break for me, and it's true. I need to raise a significant amount of stuff this coming Saturday, in the hopes that I can make a giant dent in what I owe, and, and go from there. So, we'll see how it goes. Okay?
What I'm hoping for is the best. I'm hoping that we'll have some generous parties who will step up and contribute and help. Let's face it, is a money factory. Please give me your monies. Give me money. Give me your money.
Alright, so. Whew, that is it. That's the deal for now. Okay? And we'll see how how it works. Well, I am feeling positive for Sekiro tomorrow and the marathon on Saturday. And, of course, this coming week, we're going to have Sekiro paired with MLB. And a lot of fun stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Okay? So, that's the deal. Now, I also have another update. Alright? I have another update in regards to my visit to Connecticut. Alright? It's going to be the second week of April. Alright? That's it. It's the second week of April. And I'm not going to give concrete details on anything yet. I'm not ready to do that yet. It's not going to be a whole week either. It's looking more like it's going to be like 5 to 6 days. In reality, it's probably going to be a 5-day visit. But 2 days are going to be like travel days. Okay? So, I don't, I don't want to give details. I'm afraid giving out too much information is going to allow assholes to try to fucking harass me and my family, which obviously is not the point here. The point is to spend time with my family, with Kat, and have them meet Kat and spend time with each other, and then spend time in Connecticut with Kat, and all that. It's not, the point of this trip is not for work. There's not going to be any vlogging or work stuff done during the trip. I may take a few pictures, at the very least, but that's probably about it. Alright, so I will let you know exactly when, when we get closer, what the dates will be. But more than likely, it's less than a week, and it's gonna be probably right after my birthday. Like my birthday.
All right, let me hop in because that's rather convenient. So I just looked at my calendar, right? Phil says his birthday is April 6th, right? The second week of April. Well, April 6th, right? And that's a Saturday. I know that for sure. So April 6th is a Saturday. He said that they're actually going to Connecticut the second week of April, which that would be from the 8th to the 14th. Okay? If he was to take the whole week, I should say. So that Monday, would be the 15th, which is when his taxes are due. But now Phil's telling you that he's not actually taking that whole week off. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It sounds to me like my theory about California could still be in the works. He could, I mean, and someone brought it up in the comments a couple of videos back that it's that he could literally take a cruise from Seattle to California, day or two maybe, and then fly out to Connecticut. Something's not sounding right about this. This all sounds really, really peculiar. Well, anyway, those are the dates, though. Like I said, his birthday is April 6th. That's a Saturday. That's actually the Saturday before they're supposed to leave. And then the week that he's allegedly going to be gone is from the 8th to the 14th. But he's not going to be gone all week. So, make do with that what you will. But that sounds special. That sounds real special. I'm anxious to see how he's going to play that out. All right, here we go. DSP News.
It's April 6th, so I'll probably be here through my birthday, and then that'll be it. Then I'll be gone in Connecticut, and then I'll come back and start up with things such as, if I'm still not done with Sekiro, which I might not be, and still doing MLB, but then at that point, the Phoenix Wright collection will have released while I'm gone. Oh yeah,
let me talk about that a little bit. So Sekiro, if you guys have been following Mrhuth stuffs, he's been putting up basically segments where the boss fights are, and at the end of them, there's you gotta love Mrhuth stuff for this. At the end of them, you hear when Phil complains about the game. Phil hates that game. He hates that game all the shit. And it's funny because that's that whole new game hype thing. That I talked about that on a broadcast ago. About how the new game hype came back to bite his ass. Because he really hates that game. He wants to keep acting like it's overly difficult, and he wants to come up with all the reasons and all the game mechanics that are bad about it, but he likes the game. But really, he hates the shit out of that game. It's definitely more challenging than what he thought. He must have thought he was going to be able to run through it and then maybe do a redemption run later on down the line, to bleed it out. That's not happening. I'm still thinking he's going to put Sekiro on the back burner and whatnot, or he'll do something. I don't know if he's going to finish it. He might, but it's going to be tragic. People are going to clown him even more than they are now about it because he's just so bad at it. MLB, I don't even know why he's playing that. I was told that he said something about years ago people really liked it and he hasn't played it in years, so he wants to bring it back. Well, that was years ago. Why does that even matter now? So what's the point of that? So that's going to be, he's probably going to play through a season and then drop that. That sounds like $60 that's going to go to waste. And then the Phoenix Wright game, he's been waiting for this for a while, for the remastering, I think, of it. And we'll see how that goes. That's probably going to be a downtime playthrough. It sounds to me like 2 games that are going to go to waste and a third that he's just not going to play. Or he might not finish. And if he does, he's still going to catch shit over it either which way.
I believe, and so maybe I'll come back and begin with Phoenix Wright, the 3rd game in the series, as another thing that I balance with all my other stuff. And just keep doing that. Sekiro, MLB, and Phoenix Wright until MK11 comes out. Okay? Okay? So, there you go. That's
he's going to get trashed in Mortal Kombat 11. He's going to get bodied so hard. So, it is what it is. Speaking of which, side note, a little bit of FGC news. Apparently, in a bare bones game model, Perfect Legend played, what's his name? Sonic Fox again. And if you guys know the lore behind it, they were at a tournament a year or 2 ago, and the Perfect Legend challenged him, lost 13-0. It was tragic, very tragic. But anyway, this right here though was more of a bare bones, a build of the game, and the guys end up playing each other, and it kind of went the same way basically. The thing is they didn't challenge each other. It's just they randomly got matched up or whatever the case may be. Sonic Fox pops off on Twitter, basically gloating about it, and Perfect Legend's like, it's. I thought we were just trying to test it out to see its functionality. I didn't know it was serious, but GG's to you no matter what. Sonic Fox is slowly but surely making himself look worse and worse and worse as the day goes on. Like, you're taking this shit way too far, man. And you're kind of trying to beat a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? I expect Perfect Legend to do well this year, or this season, I guess, if you will. I hope he does. But that's not a win. Like, on Sonic Fox's part. That's not a win. That's like Dave grasping for whatever little he can get his hands on. You should be above that. But whatever. Anyway, I just want to throw that little segment out there to you. All right, let's continue. DSP News.
Another big update, but again, I will not have any, I will not have any, specific details on stuff until, like, the last minute, and even then, I'm not going to tell you guys that much, because, I'm honestly afraid of these really fucking weird people who are going to try to do stuff, I'm already making, trust me, I'm already making all kinds of preparations for this visit, in regards to, things for the house here, like, we're actually going to have, people looking after the house and everything, so, we're basically doing due diligence here. Okay.
Now let me ask you a question. All those times that you and Panda went on vacation and staycations and so on and so forth, did you have people looking at the house then? So why is it so crucial now? It's not like anybody over here is going to take it to where, like, the people who troll wings are going to take it. It's not even, and even then they haven't broken into the guy's house. It's oh, this fear mongering is great. Oh, Phil is something special, I guess.
Unbelievable.
In summary, I owe just over $17,000 in taxes still to the government, and I need to raise as many funds as possible before the middle of April in order to put towards said taxes, okay? The more I raise, the better. Even if I can't raise the full amount, the more I raise, the better situation it's going to put me in when I go to the government and say, here's what I have, please put me on a payment plan for the rest of it. My tax guy is very confident that as long as I can raise a significant amount of money, between now and mid-April to put towards this, that we'll be able to get onto this payment plan, all right? So that's the deal, and that's why, you don't have to feel discouraged or disheartened here. You don't, because it's not like I absolutely 100% have to raise the full amount in this 3 weeks that I have, okay? It would be amazing if I could, and I'm certainly not saying, oh my god, I wouldn't want that. I mean, obviously, yes, if I could raise that full amount and boom, put it right towards it, holy shit, that would basically make my rest
Jesus Christ, he sounds like he's about to go nuts, like he's about to have a seizure. First things first, I like how Phil has deferred the responsibility onto the fan base. It's absolutely amazing that he could do that. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but it's definitely amazing that he can make other people shoulder his own responsibility. But he's been doing this for years, so that's nothing new. But it's funny. It's funny every time I see it. It's absolutely amusing. Secondly, he's massively greedy. It's very obvious that this is all merely, what's the word I'm looking for? This is all financial padding for this trip. Leading, like I said before, there's probably no taxes at all. Or if there was, well, I don't want to let that cat out of the bag. But if it was, that's already been taken care of. It was taken care of a long-ass time ago. All the rest of this is bullshit. And the fact that he can still hold on to this narrative and there's still people who believe in it's crazy. But then again, that makes me also kind of wonder and want to call Emerald 7's bluff. Not say that he was bluffing, but it kind of makes me want to call whoever it was who ended up putting that money up into question too a little bit. It makes me wonder if that never happened either, if that wasn't real. What I mean, it wasn't real, because obviously people ended up getting, their cheers and all that bullshit. What I'm trying to say is, if it wasn't planned or coordinated by Dave and other people for that Emerald 7 money, because that just sounds odd. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, random whales pop up in a bunch of different people's streams. Sure, no problem. But it's you know what I'm saying? He just loses Tut, and then all of a sudden someone almost immediately comes in to take his place, and then he completely vanishes without a trace. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems really, really odd. I don't know. Guess another one of those random unsolved mysteries, I suppose.
Year be so much better and I have to constantly be worrying about this shit, okay? But the bottom line is, in reality, I'm pretty sure we all know I'm not raising that much. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens with Sekiro. Let's see what happens with the marathon on Saturday. Let's see what happens with my birthday week. And let's hope for the best. And hopefully, this can turn into something positive. And, between what I can actually realistically raise and everything, things work out well.
Fuck you, you fucking greedy piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. That's your fault. That's your fault. You created that business model. You created a flawed business model, and now you're saying there's nothing you could do about it? No, it's your business. You created the monster, you unleashed the monster, and now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you, that's your fault. Alright, now, okay. DSP's biggest fan, who obviously is a troll in the stream chat, says, didn't you get $250 in tips last night? What does that have to do with anything? Like, what is your actual point? And this is what I mean. You get people like...
That's $250 that can be added to the money that's supposed to be going towards your taxes. That's what it means. I like how he's going to gout Jedi mind trick that away. That's going to be dope.
Like, New Face of Creation who say, well, what happened to the money from Emerald 7? And you get this guy, well, what happened to the $250 you raised last night? Where do you think it went? Disgusting, toxic cesspool. It's a money pit. Why do you ask the dumbest things? Why do you say the stupidest shit? Like, what the fuck? This is what I mean. Immediately you get the crazy conspiracy theorist idiots. You know?
But so, how's that a conspiracy theory? All he's asking you is where the money went. He just wants to actually where the money went. That's all he has. That's all he said. There's no conspiracy attached to that. At least not yet. You're slowly but surely feeding into people's narratives about there's a conspiracy about all this. It's not really a conspiracy, you're just lying, which is what you're known for doing anyway, so it's not too far out of the realm. But it's just a question. And you attacking people like this, Phil, doesn't help your narrative. It never really did.
You know, and it pisses me off, these idiots who make shit up like, I'm not really going to Connecticut. Kat and I are going to be going to California to Disneyland. And we're blowing all this money that we're raising. It's not actually to, you know, pay the taxes and save my fucking house so we can have a nice life here. It's to go do something insane. Like, you know, we're going to the Cayman Islands or something. Like, I don't know
where the Cayman Islands thing came from. I haven't heard anybody say that, so I don't know what that is. As it pertains to Disney, I firmly stand behind that theory. I firmly stand behind that theory that you're going to take Kat to Disney and whatnot, ask her to marry you there, and then from there go to Connecticut and whatnot. I firmly believe that's what the case is. Because, to be honest with you, at this point, Kat is nothing more than just a stand-in for Panda. So who's to say that I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying, thinking that? Now, keep in mind, it's just a theory. It's whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I don't think I'm too far off the mark. So, for example, in a couple months down the line, if it comes out that, or Phil lets it slip that, you know, me and Kat are engaged, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be surprised at all. And if a few months after that, if he comes out and says, oh yeah, you know, we took a small detour, or we ended up going to California for a couple days and that's where I proposed, I'm not going to be surprised by that either. Because that's exactly what you wanted to do with Panda. I mean, after you guys allegedly broke up, of course.
Fucking minds. Seriously. Someone actually said we're doing a European tour. We're going to do a whole European tour.
Like I said, I don't know where any of this stuff came from. But, I mean, what are you going to take, Viking Cruise Lines or something? Is that what you're going to do? Go by there and see Burnell? And maybe apologize for getting him kicked off of Twitch? Just saying. I'll elaborate on that later.
With this money, you know.
What the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. So how about this? I gave you the information, all right? I feel that the information I gave you is useful. It's going to have it's going to give us a goal to work toward, all right? Now we know that every single bit helps. It's not like, oh, you know, if we can't raise the whole amount, Phil's screwed. That's not the case. Every little bit helps. As much as we can raise is going to help. The more we raise, the better, all right? And everything else is bullshit. I don't want to hear any other conspiracy theories. I don't want to hear any other stupid shit about what happened to this money, what happened to that money. I've already explained it all, and if you weren't listening, well, I can't help you, all right? I just can't.
But what are you getting upset about? Being that you had passed on a false narrative to them last year. So, of course, they're going to be people who are going to question it this year. You clearly said you didn't know what the fuck you were talking about, while people gave you very valid, very well-researched information last year. They don't have to take anything you say at face value. So, to be honest, the best weapon that they have is to ask where the money went. And you know that. Hence the reason why you're so pissed off. You gotta learn how to bluff better, Phil. You really do.
Put up with these crap, because you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna have the people coming in here for the next few days, completely making shit up, and doing stupid things, and I'm just not gonna put up with it. I'm not, you know, like, I've got to stay as positive as I can and maintain that positivity and keep things going and raise as much as I can and feel positive about it. So, you know, people say a lot about the power of positivity. It's actually true. If you can stay positive, all right, if you can stay positive, you can actually do great things. And that's how I need to...
Did you have your Bob Ross costume on when you said this? Is that what we're doing?
Is like, if I stay positive, I can raise a ton of money in the next, you know, few weeks, put it towards these taxes, and be in a much better position. Okay?
The best way right now to help me, guys, is to tip me. All right? Because of this tax situation, tipping me helps me the most. All funds, you know, that come in via tips can go towards the taxes and will go towards the taxes. All right? So now that I know what I owe, let's begin. All right?
Oh! Benefactor.
Oh!
And, where are we headed?
That is disgusting. Disturbing and disgusting.
Alright, I think we'll move on from this subject. Uzi Go Hard did a 50-bit cheers. How about a 6K tip goal per week to spread it out? Okay, so we could do that, but the thing that I don't want is, I don't want this to be, oh, every week we have a goal, and if we don't hit it, well, that's a fail. You know what I mean? Because the bottom line is, with Sekiro coming up, with the marathon on Saturday, MLB coming up, and my birthday week, do we still have about 2.5 solid weeks of me streaming, where...
And 2 out of those 4 events were all failures. All were failures. Oh, that's so funny. I'm sorry.
Can, you know, raise as much as possible via tips, and, you know, it's a situation where I don't want us to feel like because we didn't hit a certain goal on a certain day that we failed. You know what I mean? It's not, that's not the situation at all. And the other
but
thing
it is
like,
no, there is no we. There's just you. None of them are going to lose their parents' homes or their own, if they even have any. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be in a worse off situation if Phil Burnell loses his house. It is what it is. You're not going to stop streaming. You're going to sit there and talk all this bullshit like you're doing right now. Oh, I can't stream in an apartment. I can't do this, that, and the third. I can't have those, my office, this, that, and the third. As soon as he moves to an apartment, guess what he's going to do? He's going to manage because he has no choice. He's going to bitch and complain about it every day. The pre-streams are going to go back to being almost 2 hours. But he's going to deal with it because he has no choice. So don't make it sound like if you fall, Phil, everybody else falls with you. That's not the case. As much as you want it, you want that to happen. As much as these people have put their little put their little hands up to do like the Galtopian spirit bomb to try to take down your enemies every time you're attacked, it's not going to work anymore. There's no energy to spare at this point.
explained. Every little bit helps, even if we can't raise the full amount. Every bit that I raise helps. Every piece that I raise helps. Alright? So, it's not a do-or-die situation where I absolutely 100% have to raise it all by mid-April. It's actually...
just for anybody who was wondering, that's a reference to Almighty Tevin, to one of his Detractor Ball Z thumbnails. This shit was hilarious.
More of a, let's do as well as we can. If we hit it all, oh my god, that would be like amazingly life-changingly great and positive for the whole year. But if we can't, it's still good as long as we raise a good amount. You see what I mean? So... But
you did hear that, right? It'd be amazing, life-changing for the whole year. But there'd be another dilemma next year. So either which way, you guys can't escape. So that's rather tragic.
Let's focus on that. Okay? Alright, Real Talk Play Apex Cheers says, will you be having a big goal stream like you did for the PUBG Marathon, where you had a pattern goal, tips goal, cheer bar? No. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm basically just going to do normal streaming, and we're going to keep a tally of our tips, and we're going to hope for the best. That's what I'm going to do. Because the thing is, a lot of the things I'm doing coming up, like Sekiro and everything, I'm not going to destroy that playthrough for the sake of, you know, having 100 things on the screen and sounds fucking playing.
That's not what it was. It was a couple things, actually. One, he's scared that Twitch is going to come down on him, which makes no sense, being that this I think she actually might have hit her goal by now. There's a chick on there who was saving up for her dream house, and the last time I checked, she was at like 150, maybe 175,000 mark. I can't remember now. It's been a while since I've been keeping up with that. But she's been running an ongoing tally for a long time. Most people do on that platform as well as here. They run tallies for new computers, for new equipment, for whatever they want. Some of them just have a tally bar up there and don't even tell you what it's for. They just tell you from 0 to this, and this is what the goal is. That's it. Why can't Phil do that? He's afraid that Twitch is going to come down on him. That's the first thing. Second thing is he has to give you guys an actual amount. And he's too scared to do that. Because people are going to microanalyze how much it is that he's getting and what he might actually need it for, and that breaks up the whole narrative. So he doesn't want to do that. 3, he doesn't give a rat's ass about a playthrough. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't, or a walkthrough or whatever. He doesn't give a shit about any of that. So that wouldn't even matter either which way. As long as Phil can tell you that he has literally Mariana's Trench to fill, you guys are going to keep giving water to fill it, basically. You know what I mean? It is what it is. As long as there's a ditch, as long as there's a hole, as long as there's the goddamn Grand Canyon, or whatever it is that Phil tells you he needs to fill, he knows or he expects you guys to come through and help fill it. End the story. He doesn't have to tell you how long it's going to take to fill or what it's going to take. Just help me fill it. It's not even help me fill it. You guys are obligated to fill it with me. That's what the narrative has become. And that's it. The vagaries aside, that's how this all works. So, no, he's not going to do a tally bar, at least not for something like that, for a while. And like I said, I think more importantly than all the things that I've just said is really just the Twitch thing. He's afraid Twitch is going to come back on him. And he's not even in their rear view, to be perfectly honest.
Bars filling up and shit. No, I'm not going to do that. It's basically just going to be my normal streaming, and we're going to keep track of the contributors, and we're going to do a running tally of tips, and we'll see how it goes. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Orgoggle7, what a name, cheered and said, didn't you do a fundraiser last year for taxes? What you're talking about is at the end of 2017. Now, this is like 2 years ago, well, a year and a half ago. That was my state tax issue, where my previous accountant had screwed up all of my taxes and not done them properly, and I owed a significant amount of money for state taxes, all right? And so I did an event for it to try to raise as much as I could, and by the way, I'm done with that. That's done. The back taxes are paid. I'm up to snuff with taxes and everything. You know what I mean? I'm all right. You know, in that regard, that was a situation that, thanks to you guys and your support, we cleared it up. The problem was that situation set me back. You know, there was money that I had to pay towards the state taxes. I maxed out a bunch of credit cards, paying off the rest of it and everything behind the scenes. I had to pay my accountant for doing all the work. And so because of that, I ended up being in the hole. And that's one of the major reasons why I'm so screwed up with taxes this year. You know, and it sucks. But I gotta believe, like I said, I gotta stay positive.
Wait a second. Okay, so, and I'm gonna address that in a later video anyway. That the back taxes have all, for business tax I should say, have all been cleared up. Alright, fair enough. We all can acknowledge that. $5,000 or whatever it was he owed. Whatever the case may be. So that all gets cleared up. But he says that right there put him at a deficit because he couldn't pay his regular taxes. But he just admitted that he initially used his credit cards, which he said, to pay those taxes off. Then he raised all that money, and he used that money to do what? To pay off his credit cards, yeah? So then you were going to put your regular taxes on your credit card anyway. So you used your credit cards to pay your back business taxes. You raised up all the money needed to cover those business taxes. You put that money that you raised onto your credit card, on your credit cards, because that's what you use to pay your back taxes. Now you have your regular taxes, which you were going to put on your credit card anyway. It sounds to me that you're fine. Because let's break it down another way. The back business taxes were paid by the pay piggies. He was going to use his credit cards to pay his regular taxes. And he did. So how is he behind? How is he backed up? The pay piggies paid all his back taxes and business taxes. He had the money to pay his regular taxes because he was going to put it all on his credit card. So where's the problem? Oh, you were going to beg for them to pay your regular taxes too, right, Phil? And that's why you're you're basically in the black? Shut up. I don't want to hear that. That sounds like bullshit right there.
And I gotta believe that eventually all this is gonna come to a resolution. Whether it's I'm able to refinance my house, whether it's I have to sell my house, you know, whatever it is, there's gotta be a resolution at some point. That's gonna do some kind of relief. Because it just seems like every time I get through one issue, the next one creeps up. And that's kind of my situation, how it's been for years. Here's one really shitty situation that negatively affects me. So I get through it, and then the next one, and then I get through it, and then there's another one. You know? When I finally became a full-time streamer, in 2017, I was doing good. I had enough money, I was paying down my bills, and then the state back taxes hit me because my accountant had fucked up. And that's what I mean, like, if that hadn't happened, if that whole situation where the state taxes were done wrong, and I ended up paying so much money to get it cleared up, hadn't happened, I'd actually be good right now. I would have been able to afford all my federal taxes. I wouldn't have had a single issue. It's because of that.
You weren't doing good because he didn't have any money saved up. He had no money put away. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to him talk, he was basically making just enough to keep his lifestyle going. He wasn't prospering. He didn't have money put away each month. He didn't have any of those things. He had enough to keep the machine running. He didn't have any money to upgrade the machine to run efficiently. He didn't have any leverage, or he didn't have any leeway if something ended up happening to the machine. That's what it comes down to. So he was never doing good. He was never well off. He was basically living, you know, from paycheck to hoof.
Situation and that irresponsible asshole that I'm in the situation that I'm in right now.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. By the way, hint, hint, give me your money.
Sambuca cheers, I ain't got no bills, but I do think Phil should sell the CT condo ASAP, just my humble opinion. I can't. Sambuca, I've told you a million times I want to sell it. I can't. There's no way to sell it. I actually checked it the other day. I owe $97,000 on that condo. The selling, or the most it'll sell for right now, yeah, it's only worth around 60 grand. So I can't sell it. If I sell it, I still owe $30,000 or more on the mortgage, which I don't have, so I would not be able to do it. It's impossible. It's an impossible thing. I tried to short sell it.
First things first, he's not going to sell that condo. There's a theory going around that someone's actually currently staying in that condo. We'll probably touch on that as this broadcast goes along. Secondly, he's already put so much money into that condo that he doesn't want to lose it. So his idea, or his plan, I should say, is to actually pay the condo off in full and then sell it, and then offload it. I think people have already figured that out, but I was kind of going through and looking at the positives and negatives of doing that, and there isn't really a negative to him not doing it that way. So he can sit there and keep pushing the narrative all he wants, that, oh, I can't sell it, give me money, but in actuality, he's holding on to it, or someone already lives there. So either which way, he's fine. He's just fine. But like I said, we'll touch on that at a later time.
They told me they wouldn't do it. They denied me multiple times, said we will not do it. So I'm stuck with it. What the fuck? So I'm stuck with it for like forever. Until I pay off enough of it that I can sell it, pretty much. Nothing else I can do. I don't want the condo. I'm stuck with it. I can't get rid of it.
Oh, shit. Well, that was way too much. The thing erupted on me. There must have been an air pocket in it. That's not cool. But we could salvage it. Look at that. Just put a little bit on top. It's going to be way too much on the bottom. I'm going to have to avoid that blotch right there. Because I obviously didn't want that to happen. But...
Oh, shit.
Okay, then.
Major instability detected. Evac to safe zone.
Me and one other guy.
Request immediate AAR.
The winner!
All objectives complete.
I am the winner! All others are number 2 are lower, cause I am the winner! Ho, 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 ho. I won!
When you watch me on a stream, you're getting pure, unadulterated Phil. You're getting out of me my pure, opinion on the matter. For the most part, it's pure Phil. You're getting the real deal. You're not getting the fake acting Phil. You're not getting a Muppet, like I like to call some other streamers who, they overact for the camera. They have the dyed hair, and they have to be this certain stereotype to make money from kids. I'm not like that, and you guys know that. For 10 years, I've prided myself on being the real me, not some bullshit character to make money, alright? I'm not, I'm not doing crazy, over-exaggerated live reactions like a fucking Muppet, like these other people do, to get attention from you. That's not me. I'm never going to do that. What the shit is that? Whoa! Whoa! Wow! What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
He sounds like a walrus or something. Maybe a hippo? I don't know. He sounds like something heavy. He sounds like something heavy.
What the fuck is that? And that's how people are. That's what they do. This is how I get attention on my stream. Something's going on. Acting like a moron. Acting like a fucking clown. Because these fucking people didn't overreact, no one would watch them. Because they're fucking boring. It's like watching fucking paint dry, so you gotta act like a clown.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done. That's exactly how it's done. You sit in the bathroom until you're top 10, top 5. You get out, guns blazing. Those fuckers don't know what hit them, man. I got the drop on every one of those. And that guy who I killed when I first left the bathroom, that guy had full level 3 body armor, didn't get a single...
Listen to this. Listen to him, one, just acting purely pathetic over a win. Don't be wrong, you should be excited if you get a win, but this is someone who takes L's all day, every day. So when he finally gets a W, he's over the moon with it. But then it gets even more pathetic than that. Then he has to go around and paint the scenario for you to justify why he won, why he was destined to win, why it wasn't a fluke, so no one can go back and deconstruct it. That's sad. That's sad that on a live stream that people are watching, they saw what your tactics were, if you want to call them tactics, to win, but you have to go back and clean that up and justify it. Oh man, that's sad. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys were catching L's all day, then that'd be an issue too. So, second helping of bacon is coming around. Please be ready. And all out of Belgian waffles. So you guys are gonna have to deal with pancakes or French toast. Take your pick.
Shot on me. The next guy was trying to snipe me, but I chucked a grenade his direction, which made him move, which let the other guy get him, and then I completely got the other guy from behind. That's how it's done. That is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That is Black Ops 4 Blackout. Folks, I think I'm going to end it on a high note. Why play again when I just got a victory? A resounding victory by playing it the way that everyone tells me not to play it, yet I still fucking win when I do, right?
Save the pig!
And that's another sad part too. He doesn't even play for himself. He plays to prove other people wrong. So essentially he's playing for us. He's not playing for himself. He's not playing for personal enjoyment. He's playing to justify himself to us. Wow. Imagine you living your life every moment of every day, trying to prove yourself to others. You're not living for yourself then, you're living for others. And I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody goes through their adversities and whatnot, so don't get me wrong. I don't mean to be completely insensitive about it. But that's all he does all day. And he wonders why he keeps flopping. He can't even meet basic expectations, let alone somebody else's. Oh, wow.
What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! No. Sell the house. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Fills a...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and move into the second video of the broadcast. There was a lot in that first one. But let's go ahead and move on to that. I'll see you guys in just a second.
This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming, derailing the stream due to his massively strong greed. Let me paint the scenario for you. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the day of the stream, the marathon, if you will, 12 hours of pure entertainment. The goal, $17,161 that needs to be reached by April 15th. A daunting task for any mere man. But Phil is no mere man. He's a pig man. A pigman roach. A blunder by nature to most, but maybe the future for others. He drew out this pre-stream purposely so he would have to play games less and stress himself out. On top of that, you're going to hear about all the different refreshments and stuff that he had available to him. A bunch of kickstarts, obviously. And some snacks, something about a sandwich or something that Cat might have made for him. Whatever. Another thing is Cat was gone almost all day. I think she may have came home sometime periodically, or well, one time throughout the day, and I guess they had a moment with each other for about 45 minutes, and then she went back to work, and that was it. She was gone literally all day. All day. Which leads to a very interesting theory that I have, that she doesn't live there at all. She's staying with somebody, and he's merely putting on the narrative, because we never see her at all. Not since October. That's a long-ass time to be out the loop. That's a very long time. That's kind of like the theory people are having about Amber Lynn Reed, where no one's seen Becky in a minute. You know, since she got her teeth fixed. So where's Becky at? Hashtag, where's Becky? Where's Cat? Let's continue. Breakfast is still being served.
All right.
Well, it's kind of like breakfast / brunch. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Silent General, who tipped me $15. You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. And you can lick my balls. You're our first tipper of the day.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get you up on the leaderboard, okay? Thank you very much, Silent General, for the $15 tip. Well, I screwed that up, didn't I? Fuck. See, this is what I hate, is, sadly, now, because my leaderboard has so much information, it's actually hard for me to keep track of what I'm updating. Like, now that I have deaths here, it's going to make it all the more annoying to update this leaderboard, because now I have to, like, look between all the shit I'm doing and find the right, out of the 4 fucking sections on here, you know what I mean, to figure out where I gotta put the fucking updated information. Quite frankly, if the deaths end up being annoying, I'm just not gonna do it.
Ultimate laziness.
I did not prepare my squirtable ingredients, and they launched all over the place on me, so spread a little bit of that ketchup over the cheese.
I'm not. I think the death counter is something that people use to make fun of me and say, oh, Phil died so many times. I just don't care about it anymore. And quite frankly, I don't think you do either. I think it's the you-know-who, that element, that particular fucking element of assholes who want to see, oh, Phil had this many deaths, and he sucks, and herp-a-derp. But shut the fuck up. No one cares anymore.
All I can taste is the saltiness. I need a sip.
You know, so, we'll see how this goes. If it ends up being a hassle, I'm just gonna fucking get rid of it. Because it's already, I can tell you, as I update the leaderboards for things, it's gonna screw everything up, and I'm gonna get confused, and we'll see what happens, okay? Bagel Goose did a 100-bit cheer and said, what is your favorite fast food cheeseburger?
To be honest with you, the death counter is one of the best parts of a playthrough, to be honest. But there's regular people who aren't failures at everything they touch who do death counters every once in a while. So, it is what it is. It's and for Phil, I mean, you can't hide his frustration. He can't hide his frustration, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. It just keeps everything in order. Most people don't even really pay attention to it until at the end of that playthrough. So at least it's there. You being butthurt about that is dumb, and it's not like it requires any more effort than 2 or 3 seconds. Whatever. I mean, he does need a new keyboard, ladies and gentlemen. His hooves have kind of broken most of those keys up anyway. So there you go.
If we're talking established basic fast food chains, probably a Wendy's burger, because, like, then again, I do like the Whopper at Burger King. I'd say either the Whopper at Burger King or, like, a Wendy's single, maybe with bacon. Add bacon to it. It's really good.
Cannibalism.
Oh! Benefit.
Oh!
Where are we headed?
That is disgusting. Disturbing and disgusting.
Definitely not McDonald's. That place is fucking gross. Definitely not Jack in the Box. They're okay, but I like the other places better, I think. The thing is, we don't have, like, a Carl's Jr. or anything, so I don't know. I can't compare to that. Sonic burgers are quite good, but I've only had a Sonic burger a couple times in my life, so I can't really And plus, that was back in like 2013, so I can't really compare to other stuff I've had recently. Now, there are many other places that are much better. For example, Five Guys, I feel, is a much better burger than anything I've mentioned, as well as the Habit Burger is a chain out here that we have. Those burgers are flame broiled just like Burger King, but oh my god, they're mouth-watering, like gourmet delicious. So, it all depends. Like, they're all fast food, but like the more common chains, I would say Wendy's is probably the best.
Five Guys isn't, I wouldn't consider Five Guys fast food, though. And when I really would, because obviously it's not fast. If you've ever gone to a Five Guys, you're gonna have to wait a minute. It's worth the wait. Don't get it wrong. Or like Fat Burger and whatnot. They have one of those in Atlanta. They're actually, they might be all over Georgia, but they're definitely in Atlanta because I know I've eaten one there. They're really good. Big Kahuna Burger. They're actually, I think, considered fast food though. But yeah, I would say Five Guys. I wouldn't consider that actually fast food. Just because they make burgers and fries doesn't make them fast food though. To be honest, the other chain I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
The Wendy's salad. I got a salad from Wendy's that when I ate it, I legitimately got sick to my stomach for about a day and couldn't stop shitting and puking. It tasted all right, but I got sick as shit after eating the Wendy's salad. I will never get another fast.
Well, here's the question, Phil. What'd you eat with that salad? Because we all know when Phil does a DSP tries it, he has the item in question, and then he has like a whole nother combo with some extra peripherals on the side. So it could have been any combination of things, Phil. Just saying, don't keep blaming the salad because it's healthy. It's not really healthy.
Like that ever again.
Hodor Tar has cheered and says, YouTube algorithm still recommends me a lot of troll videos. Where would you draw the line between funny highlights from Souls games and morally retarded detractors? As a fan, what am I allowed to watch? You're allowed to watch whatever you want. I'm not here to dictate to you. I'm not your dad. I'm not your father to tell you that this is what you should watch and you shouldn't watch.
Very, very, very hypocritical. And if you support those fucking people and watch their content, you're part of the problem. That's the bottom line. You are. Because if you watch that shit, that filth, alright, you're the reason why YouTube sucks. You're the reason why YouTube is how it is. Because you support garbage content. And you should not do it. Is theft, and it basically is illegitimate. Any moron who would ever contribute to a restreamer or whatever is just that, a complete brain-dead fucking idiot who's actually supporting theft and supporting immoral, toxic behavior on this planet. You're actually making the internet a worse fucking place. And you shouldn't support that. You shouldn't.
Obviously, anyone you watch who's stealing my content and making negative spin videos about me, you know, that's harmful to me, that's harmful to my business, that's harmful to my future of being able to do this, you know? And you have to understand that. You have to, in your conscience, understand that when you're watching videos on YouTube, that what you watch has repercussions. When you watch crap...
It doesn't. It's entertainment at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you're here to be, you're here, you're there, you're wherever, whatever you're watching it to be entertained. If you can pull something else out of it outside of that, great. But essentially, you're there to be entertained. Phil's content is not entertaining. So other people have to do the work that he wasn't willing to put in. Period. He knows that. He hates it, but he knows that. But to sit there and say that it's immoral and you have to look at your conscience and fuck all that. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not like you watch a Tevin stream or a Lightside Bill or Dark Dave Mirror and then you have to give me 100 Hail Marys afterwards. Fuck all that, okay? You know, to the gout, to the doubt, and to the snout. All can be forgiven. Just have your laughs. Period. The Pope of Goutopia has spoken. Dspnews.
Propagate more crap. The reason that detractor videos show up in related videos is because people watch them. If no one watched those videos, they would never show up at all. But people love garbage. Why do you think we have so many garbage people as top personalities on YouTube? Because it's garbage. It's a website that regurgitates garbage, that promotes garbage, and that basically has garbage at the top of the leaderboards of everything on the fucking site.
Ow! Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
Which is why I choose not to really participate in YouTube anymore. YouTube is just a archive for me. For those who cannot watch the live streams. But I'm not going to play that fucking game, and I'm not going to make negative drama spin, insulting, you know, garbage content in order to play the YouTube game. Many content creators out there who used to do YouTube for a living and loved it, now are playing that game. Just take a look at anyone who now does, oh, daily news
But you do
story.
that on Twitch, though. You talk shit about other streamers and other YouTubers on Twitch almost daily. So what are you talking about? And isn't that your content? Hence the reason why you're archiving it? So what's your point? Well, I just thought I'd bring that up.
But it's not news, it's just them talking shit or taking a news story and giving completely fluff commentary over it. That's garbage content. It's made for the mindless masses. That's the shit these people do because they can't actually put out quality content and make a living anymore. I'm lucky enough that I diversified myself. I came over and became a full-time streamer here on Twitch. I have been able to keep doing what I love and not degrade myself into filth and negative video making, okay?
But you're not making a living, though. If you think e-begging is a living, then that's on you. But you're not making a living. You're not making enough on Twitch by just your content alone, in air quotes, by just your content alone, and your archive channel on YouTube isn't producing enough either. Sorry, archive channels aren't making enough money either. So you're an e-beggar. And if that is your occupation, then just accept it and move on. But you can't sit there and say that Twitch is your occupation and you're making a living because you diversified. That's not the case. That's far from it, to be honest with you. Twitch is merely just your platform so you can e-beg. That's it. It was that way on YouTube for a number of years also. You're not a gamer. You're a beggar. You beg for money every day. Pre-streams, and then you bring it up, and then it bleeds into your gameplays. It is what it is. Just accept that and move on. Life would be so much easier if that was the case, if you just accepted it. The more you fight it, the more people are going to say it. And just my opinion, of course.
You watch whatever you want on YouTube.
Or produce some fucking quality content, which you can't do. So,
I can't stop you from watching the crap, but understand that your actions have consequences and repercussions. Okay?
Oh my god. Try to do this a little bit.
Oh god!
Vote Democrat cheered. He said, did you just call PewDiePie garbage? Hashtag 9-year-old my attack. No, 9-year-old army attack. Excuse me.
To me, alright, anyone who loves doing what they do on YouTube and they made a living doing it one way and then literally changed all of their content to just kowtow to the mindless masses of YouTube viewership because they realized that doing the quality content that they were doing doesn't work anymore, that's garbage to me. Oh, I used to be someone who put out quality gameplay videos, you know, quality skits, quality this. Oh, now I just do daily vlogs of garbage and I talk shit about people and I propagate and stir the pot with drama and, you know, yeah, that's garbage content. And if you do that on YouTube to make a living, you failed. You basically...
Wait. I'm sorry, there's a bunch of contradictions in all this, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut you guys some more bacon, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys want some ham or something like that, because it's going to come out, it's going to come quick, so, so be ready. First things first. He always shitted on PewDiePie's content. He used to call it just mindless, fucking Muppet type behavior and whatnot. Phil has said it himself, he played a bunch of games that no one gave a shit about, gave a bunch of fake reactions, and that's it. And whatnot. It was garbage material from the jump, and it makes gamers look bad. But now Phil's calling it quality content. Okay, whatever. Then he says, "Oh, PewDiePie has gone through a couple of transitions over the years, to be honest. Oh, now he goes to just reaction videos. He basically does like a news segment. I don't know. I've only seen like one or two of them. It's all right for what it is. It's definitely informative, to say the very least. But since he's strayed away from that Muppet content that Phil used to call it, he's failed. But Phil, you were doing bullshit content on Dspgaming and whatnot, and then you did the vlog shit, and then you did KO gaming. So you failed too. Actually, you failed before he did. You failed multiple times before he did. And everything that you did, you ended up giving it up. Weekend preview's gone. The edited videos, KO gaming basically itself is just dead. You know what I'm saying? Weekend previews are gone. You said, you know, all the edited videos are gone. The montages are gone. Hate Live is gone. What about all those things? That's you branching out, trying something new, and then you gave up on all of it. I mean, that makes you a failure too, don't it? So, like, who are you to question someone else who's making a transition into doing something else. Not because it didn't pay well. I think he transitioned. I think he just grew the fuck up. And he just decided, you know what, I need to do something different. I want to do something different. And he's in a financial position to do so. You kept moving from this to this to this to this to this because you were looking for another way to make more money. Because what you were doing at its core was already in a decline. Makes you a bit of a hypocrite, does it not? Just saying. And look at you now. Didn't you not transition from YouTube to Twitch? You can call it diversifying all you want, but you failed at YouTube, so you had no choice to go to Twitch. Doesn't that make you a failure too? Even if you're doing the same dog shit content on Twitch as you're doing on YouTube. Because to be honest, a Twitch stream is just him doing a YouTube video back in the day and reacting to the chat. It's the exact same thing. There is no difference. Just my opinion though. Dspnews.
Turned YouTube into garbage reality TV content, and you should be ashamed of your fucking self.
You know, me, I knew I couldn't make a living on YouTube anymore, so I came to Twitch. You know, I said, fuck this. I'm not going to support this website that just supports garbage content. I'm going to go somewhere where my kind of content is welcome. And that's why I came over to Twitch, and I've been full-time on Twitch ever since. Okay?
Apparently, I just received a $1,000 tip. Is that real? Hold on a second here. This kind of shit needs to come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control. The reason I say that is that's ridiculously huge, and if that is real, thank you very, very much. But I actually get confirmation via email when I receive tips. So I'm actually curious. I'll have to check my email here and make sure that's real. But holy shit, if that's real, thank you very, very much, whoever that was. That is going to help a lot.
Now, let's talk a little bit about self-respect, or the lack thereof. You saw the name up there. You saw the name Mr. Tevin up there. But Phil don't care about that. He saw the name too, but he don't care about that. As long as the money's real, he'll let you shit on him all he wants. You can literally have a field day shitting on him. His mods do it. All you want, as long as big money's coming his way. But yet, he sits there and shits on Tevin and shits on all these other people for what they do and making fun of him, this, that, and the third. And yet, they're stealing his content and they make money off garbage content, so on and so forth, at least allegedly. And whatnot. I haven't seen any of that, but that's alleged. And yet, you're willing to sit there and be humiliated for a little bit of money that you're not even sure if it's real or not. You're thanking people for troll tips and cheers that you don't even know that you don't even know if it's real or not. That's how pathetic you are. So you're mad that people take your garbage content and make it palatable, make it viewable, make it, you know, digestible. But yet you're sitting here with garbage. You know it's garbage, Phil. And yet you get $1,000, troll name attached to it, and you're already on your knees with your mouth open before even actually confirming that the money's real. Wow.
In regards to me doing, you know, trying to help with taxes and stuff. So thank you very much. So my emails are updating right now, actually. But they're not fully updated yet, so can't confirm yet. I'll have to wait and see over the course of today.
And this is another thing he ended up getting mad about during those email leaks, where he was like, people were sitting there and they're taking advantage of me and they're playing with me and this, that, and the third. You let them play with you. You let them play with you. You don't let people online or in life, to be honest with you, get your hopes up about anything. You just shouldn't do it. It's just not practical. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. But Phil, he wants people, he believes people love him, first off. People who don't even know him, which is already weird. And, because he's not like he talks to these people through DMs and shit. It's weird. It's very strange. And so he believes that these people love him. And he believes that these people really give a shit about him, that they would put their lives on hold for him. And that's why he gets his hopes up about every dumbass little thing. And there's something wrong with that. There is something fundamentally wrong with that. You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass dude. Well, don't be wrong, Wings has this problem too. You know what I'm saying? We'll cover that because I already have another video lined up for that shit too. But there's something wrong with that. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, fuck that. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You guys are both in toxic-ass environments with people, well, with most of those people, who fundamentally like seeing you guys in a bad spot. Or in a bad mood. You know what I mean? Some people take it further than others. And yet, this is how desperate you are. This is how pathetic you are. This is how much justification of love that you expect to get from people that they do it through money. Kind words and everything don't mean shit to Phil. But when you go ahead and go into your mommy's wallet and pull out a whole couple $100s, that means something. That's insane. That's fucking insane. But yet, you know, we're the ones that should be taken away by the white coats. Gotcha. Dspnews.
If I do get the confirmation on that or not. Because what happens, actually, I think what people found out is they can abuse the tip system sometimes. Like, there's one person who's basically sending tips, but then apparently they weren't going through, so he kept sending them. So maybe this is someone who knows that it's not legit, but it could be someone legit too. Again, I don't know. I have nothing yet. I won't know until I get confirmation here. So far, I don't see anything. Anyway.
Jesus Christ, that's sad. That's really, really sad. I'm not even joking now. This is just sad. You got a marathon stream in the works. Get over this fucking pre-stream bullshit and get to the gameplay. But you want to sit here and spend 10, 15 minutes worrying about something that doesn't even exist. Jesus Christ. And people wonder why Kat's not around. Or she's certainly not around when all of this happens. How do you respect somebody like this? How do you respect somebody who does this? If someone gives you money, right, they do it because, you know, they believe in your product, they know that you're in a little bit of trouble, they want to help you out, so on and so forth. That's one thing. But to sit here and actively be begging and basically castrating yourself out there, saying, well, not castrate. You could say crucifying yourself in some ways. Crucifying yourself, hoping that this is real. He's damn near praying, which is ironic now. Praise be Almighty. He's almost praying that this money is going to be real. Is rather sad.
I guess what I could do is this. Hold on a second, everybody.
Dead air.
Oops. Hold on. Real quick, I want to check, because I want to update the leaderboard if it's legit. Because that's fucking huge. Lol. Let's see.
You know, it's funny, for someone who's a thought, and Phil is a thought, I've seen Twitch thoughts not even give reactions to $1,000 donations. Not at all. They don't even flutter. They don't even flutter at it. But this is what this guy does. This is what this man right here has been reduced to. This is an individual that end of 2017 was having hundreds of dollars thrown at him, and he was getting so nervous about it that he ended up he basically ended up bailing off on the stream because he couldn't fathom the money that was being thrown at him. Now look at him almost 2 years later, almost year and a half later, and we're literally praying for $1,000 troll cheer or donation or tip, whatever. God damn, he wasn't even mighty in the beginning anyway, but look how far he keeps falling. And then he gets mad because people point it out. He's the one who put this out online. You know what I'm saying? He's the one who's broadcasting this shit. But yet he's mad that other people point it out and make fun of him because of it.
It's not legit.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
That was way too much. Must have been air pocket in it. That's not cool. But we can salvage it. Look at that. Show a little bit on-
Oh, shit. It's not. I was right. It's bullshit. Because I'm checking right now, and it didn't hit my PayPal. So it's not legit, apparently. I'm going to double check here.
Why are you double checking if you already knew it was wrong? If you already knew it was a fake cheer, if you were already right. If you were already right, you wouldn't have spent so much time doing this, and you would have kept moving on, and then you would just periodically check. And look at how quickly his mood changed. Oh, this is sad. He knew it was fake, guys. Don't forget that.
This is why I check.
Because I wanted to update the tip goal, guys.
Yeah, I see. I don't see it. Nope. Nope. So, it's bullshit. Like I said, someone must have found a way to abuse the tip system to basically put in fake tips, and basically it gets caught up. Like, it'll go through Muxy, but then when it hits PayPal, they detect it as bullshit or whatever, and they cancel it out. So, yeah, it's not legit. So I'm glad that I did not update anything. There you go.
I did not prepare my squirtable ingredients. And they launched all over the place on me, so spread a little bit of that ketchup over the cheese.
Rock the Ice cheered. He said, come on, Phil, look at the name of the tipper and think about it. Obviously, but you got to be careful. You know, maybe it was someone legit just joking around, and it obviously wasn't. So, ladies and gentlemen...
You're a fucking whore. You're a goddamn whore. Going back to what I just said, you will let people humiliate you as long as you get the money at the end of it. Which is fine, but then why you keep banning people left and right for dumb shit? Or why when people send you troll cheers and bits, you want to sit there and cry about it? But it's $1,000, so you'll let your greatest adversary get over on you because of it. Sat there and derailed the stream for like 5-10 minutes to see if it was real. And you're okay with that. Because it was $1,000. Is that how little? Is that all you're worth, Phil? Is $1,000? Jesus Christ! Oh man, it's sad. And you wonder why so many people come after your head every day. It's easy. It doesn't require anything. Someone said recently, under one of my Wing videos, that that the Wings of Redemption trolls make the trolls over here look like Boy Scouts. I guess Wings is a much more respectable target, because Phil certainly isn't. If he's gonna sell himself short, why should any of us put any more effort in on him? Seriously. Oh, absolutely amazing. Dspnews.
When I do get big contributions, I'm gonna have to check them to see if they're real. In that case, that was just an asshole. Ah, the salty tears. Salty, salty tears. And Sambuca 2020 tipped me $100. So thank you very much to Sambuca. That one's probably legit. No. And by the way, I can, confirm that. Let's see here. What I'll have to do is, because we have some asshole abusing the system, and basically fucking around, I'm gonna have to, you know, see what's legit and what's not.
It's amazing that he'll put all this extra time and effort into trying to confirm if tips are real, and he won't put it into his own content. He won't put it into his own streams. But he'll put all of this time in his receding hairline, the bald spot. He'll flash all of that for a couple of troll cheers. Or troll tips. Oh, man. Oh, man. And it's funny because this type of desperation, you would think he might actually have some real financial problems. You would think he might actually be losing his house. But he's not. But he's not. He's doing this literally because he's an idiot. He's greedy. What would happen if someone took a clip of this and sent this to his parents? And let them really see what their baby boy, who's not even a fucking 36-year-old man-child son, does day to day. And look at how easy it is to change his mood. Look how easy it is to manipulate him. Wow.
So far, nothing is updated at all in my PayPal. At all. So I'm not going to update anything yet. Yeah, see, here we go. Oh my god! That was great! Oh my god! Here we go. Some assholes basically found a way to abuse Muxy. I think what it is they do a payment, but they do it in a way that they know gets declined. Like, for example, put in a payment method or something, and I think that, like, if it doesn't have enough on it or something, you could endlessly send fake payments. I'm not sure, though. I don't know how it works. But, what the fuck? I'm destroying everything in this room.
Speaking of which, guys, my bad. I got the timeline messed up. So, like I said, this is video number 2. This was actually so we saw that we went over how much he owes. Then what we're seeing here with the troll cheers and tips and so on and so forth was the day before before his actual marathon stream. And then we're gonna actually have the results of his stream after that. So my bad on that. Still amusing nonetheless.
Well, we got a lot of trolls today, guys. I'm just going to ignore them. I'm just going to fucking ignore them and play the game. And what I'll do is periodically I'll check on things like my PayPal and stuff to see if anything's actually updated.
You're still trying to keep your hopes up. He sees all this big money, fake money, by the way, fake money coming across his screen, and he hopes someone's going to be dumb enough to actually troll tip him, and it's going to be real. Wow. Oh, man.
These tips right now are legit, just so everybody knows. None of them. So. Okay, so just so everyone knows, since these idiot trolls have been trying to distract the shit out of us, I have turned off the tip messages. What the fuck is going on? Help! There's nothing else I could do about it, guys. Apparently they found a way to do false tips and therefore have fake messages pop up on the stream. The good news is, if you do tip, guys, I still see the real tips, and I will give you shout-outs for the real tips during the streams. It just sucks that they found a way to abuse this stupid system. You know, it is what it is. So apologies that we had troll messages already on the first part of the fucking playthrough. It is what it is, these morons. At least I turned it off for now, right? So, hopefully it will not...
But it's not derailing anybody but you. to be honest. It bothers him because he, like we've already discussed, he has his hopes up. But also he's scared that if any of them are legit and someone sees a large tip come in, that they won't tip themselves. So it all just is a revolving circle of greed, which is absolutely hilarious. 2, why are you using Mrhuth anyway? Like, why don't you just go back to Streamlabs like everybody else? If I remember correctly, Tevin said that you only used Streamlab for 3 days and that was it. It's not like there's a large learning curve to it or anything. And you can do a whole lot more. Like, there's a lot that you can do. There's a lot that can actually benefit the actual stream itself. Like, you can actually get one of those, I don't know if you can do it on Mrhuth, but you can have one of those actual chip or cheer, like, glasses or whatnot, and money can kind of trickle in and people can actually see it. Like, clever shit like that. And that's not going to derail your stream. Your stream's already boring and stupid anyway. So it's just something for them to look at. Is this really what you thought your life was going to be at, Phil, at 37? Or almost 37? Is this really how you thought you were going to have an impact on the world? I'm sorry. I'm actually kind of feel bad for laughing at you. Kinda. Because this is all you have. Like, you're never going to be able to do anything else. Like, you have people who do this shit for a hobby. You're stuck doing this for a living. And you're never going to get any better at it. And I don't care how much hope people put on you. I don't care how much advice is given to you by myself or anybody else. You'll never get any better at this. And the thing is this is the last stop for you. This is the last stop. There's nowhere else for you to go. And you know it. Deep down, you know it. Wow.
Continue. If you do tip legitimately, I'll still see it and I'll still be able to give you a shout out. Okay? And I will be confirming it periodically. I'll be refreshing everything. You know, so when you tip, I will give you a big shout out and read your messages and everything. Okay, everybody? All right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Detected. Safe zone evac orders are in effect.
Oh, give me a second, concentrate. I can't stop laughing.
Honest pay for honest work.
Fuck you. I don't do honest work, asshole. Only suckers do.
Only sucker works a 9-to-5 job.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne.
All right. Yeah, so sorry about that little bit of a mix-up, but I'm kind of glad that was in there. Because that's poetic justice, to be honest with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the coup de grace of all this. Fresh fruit will be basically served from here on out. And whatever's left over, there will be there'll be to-go containers over there at the side of the bar. So please grab as much as you can. And here's the last of it. So let's go ahead and hit that. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, so we're here for the last video on the broadcast. Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Tip goals are dishonest, and seeing my parents is more important than saving the pig pen. Oh boy, can't wait to cut this up. This is gonna be great. Here we go.
I'll play the game. Oh my God! What the fuck?
Holy shit. That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Hey, you know what? And the bottom line is this, if you like this game, more power to you. If you like games that are this fucking hard, like, this is just not my cup of tea. You know, Dark Souls, I used to say that. Then I got used to the Dark Souls franchise. This is way worse. It's like, oh my god, you want to hurt yourself, right? But hey, you like it, you like it. Great, you know, you really like games that are that fucking crazy challenging. I mean, go for it. But for me, this is like, this surpasses the level of being able to have casual fun with a game. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this game is work.
Then hold up. This game is work. But I thought you said you put in 12 hours of work every day. People don't understand this. This is a real job, a legitimate job. All right, whatever. First things first. Yet again, Phil, and I've said this before, you're the one who said that, you know, if you're not sure about a game, right, that to sit back and wait and see what other people have to say about it, wait till a review comes out on it, and then judge it from there. You're the one who said that after years of basically shitting on other people who used to say that same narrative. Whatever. Now, you're playing this game for day one hype. You've had a lot of views over it, not a lot of donations, but a lot of views over it, and you're failing miserably. And you're getting more and more pissed off at the game, more so than the actual people who are making fun of you, despite the fact that your name is slowly but surely going around as being incompetent because of how you're playing the game. You're saying it's too hard, it's too challenging for someone who's a casual gamer. Why'd you buy it? Oh, well, you bought it for the day one hype. Hype beast, slurp it up. You're better at slurping than I am, so I'm just going to leave that to you. So, how are you upset about any of this at all? What made you think this game was going to be a cakewalk? Dark Souls wasn't either. So, why don't you just give this the time that you gave Dark Souls? And then just redemption run it 3 or 4 times. The more he bitches and complains about this game shows fundamentally how incompetent he is. To the bare bone. All the way down to the pig feet. It just shows how incompetent he is. He doesn't understand patterns. He wants to dodge everything instead of fucking parry or block. He walks into attacks. Mr. Huffstuff has videos out. He has at least 2 right now that goes over this. I will link those in the description for for reference for you on how bad he is at these games, at this game, I should say, and how incompetent he is at it. He literally just doesn't seem to learn, and it's dumb luck until he finally does it. This guy's spending 45 minutes to an hour on a single bad guy. Amazing! And everybody thought Ludwig was bad. This is getting worse. This is getting worse. Holy shit. Alright, let's continue.
To me, this is like, I have to really work my butt off to fucking succeed, and I don't want to do that. I want to have fun. You know? So I'm not saying, oh...
And that sums up his life, to be honest. That's why he doesn't have the 9 to 5. He won't go out, sorry. That's why he won't go out and get a 9 to 5. He's so scared of work. He's so scared of having to put effort in that all he wants to do is sit there and have fun. And that's what YouTube was. Which was, as I've said, if you guys have been following this channel for any period of time, YouTube was the worst thing that ever fucking happened to him. It really was. For Phil and people like Phil, YouTube was the worst thing that could ever happen to him. Him, Review Tech USA, definitely Wings. YouTube was one of the worst things that could happen to these people. It's the absolute fucking worst. Because you turned lazy people into fucking sloths. That's why Rich has to put out a fucking apology video after like every major thing after almost every major thing he covers. It's fucking insane that you have people who can, and the thing is, alright, it's insane that you have people like Phil that's super fucking lazy, who were given an opportunity that they could probably never ever get in life, made a bunch of money, squandered it on dumb shit, and then basically are reduced to doing what they do. That's the basic gist of that. But at the same time, it's because of the fact that he was a lazy piece of shit in real life that who would, in their right mind, would think that that would translate into his content. It was always looked at as easy money. And any type of effort that was ever asked of him, he immediately had to flail his fucking piggy arms up all over the place and sit there and say, oh, everybody loves me for the way I was doing it. Why would you want me to put in effort? Everybody loves the lazy gameplay. You know, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I've been running this a lot longer. You know, get off my back. But then as the trends moved on, and as people basically pushed the business, in air quotes, and whatnot, he didn't want to move with it until he had to. He could have been at the forefront of all those things And it wouldn't have required a lot of effort. He would just have to pay fucking attention. And he wouldn't do it. People even volunteered to do the work for him, or at least some of it. And he still wouldn't do it. And now look at him. And he's sitting there complaining about a game, saying that I don't like this game because it feels like work. It's requiring me to put in effort to succeed, and I don't want to have to do that. I want to just sit around and have fun. And it's off that clip alone that sums up his life. That is what Phil Burnell is. That right there should be his slogan. That should be his catchphrase. And what parent's going to be proud of that? What woman wants to marry that? Seriously now. I want you to think about that. Dspnews.
There's times when games should be challenging, I agree, but this is just like not fun. It's so fucking bad.
As for Sekiro, last night the game really pissed me off. However, I did finally persevere and get to a new part of the game. So the good news is, for today's streaming, as we start here, I'll be in a brand new area, new enemies and stuff, and we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see how it goes. Didn't change my title, remove the word marathon. No, what I'll do is I'll remove you from stream chat. And then I won't have to hear stupid shit anymore, Adam Paul. Goodbye.
I'm just going to ban.
And by the way, that's how we're dealing with stuff today. This is a no-nonsense stream. We're not going to be putting up with idiots coming in here and talking shit and, you know, trying to derail stuff. This is a positive vibe stream. This is me playing a bunch of fun games and putting out a very fun event for all of you that has been in the works for 2 months. I've been planning this thing, okay? So hopefully you guys enjoy with the vast variety of content that I'll be putting out today. Hopefully this will be, you know, entertaining to everybody. You know, no matter what kind of gameplay you're looking for, you're going to get it today. No matter what time you tune into the stream, you're going to see some fun stuff. See what I mean? I'm not setting up a tips goal. Reason being, the tips goal is kind of a... It's not necessarily honest, because like I said, if I could raise $17,000, yeah, that would mean all my taxes are taken care of. That would be the ideal state. It's also incredibly unreasonable. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen. That's insane. But no matter what I raise, it helps. So, you know, that's kind of why I'd rather do a total tips rather than a tips goal, because I think a tips goal is kind of dishonest. In reality, I'm happy for anything that I get. Anything that I get helps towards the you know, knocking down this issue. Now, I'm going to start up shoutouts in just a moment, but one final thing I want to say...
But how is that dishonest, though, when you've done it before? How's that dishonest when other people do tip goals, too? It's only dishonest when you're trying to hide the narrative of why you have a tips goal. And it's going to be fun. And then what are you going to say, Phil, during your birthday stream, for example, or day of or day after, whatever the case may be on that, when you end up putting a tips goal up for that, or a cheer goal, or a sub goal? If the tip goal is dishonest, then isn't cheers and sub goals dishonest too? By proxy? Isn't theoretically, isn't Patreon basically dishonest? I don't know, Phil, and you participate in all those things. Seems a bit hypocritical, to be perfectly honest with you. Pick a number, stick to that number, and put it up there. And if you guys fail to reach that number, as you said in the first video of this broadcast, oh well. At least you showed some transparency. The last thing we need is what happened in the second video, where you're literally getting bombarded with troll cheers, and yet you still have the hope. You still had the hope that one of them might have been real. A big one, I should say, that was real. Come on, Phil. Let's not have any self-respect at this point. There's no need for that now. You know what I'm saying? Pigskin is rather durable, so let's just go ahead and move off that. Let's try to stick to the fundamentals for here. Sorry. Let's stick to the fundamentals from here on out, okay? Dspnews.
Sadly, we cannot do the pop-up notifications on stream for tips. Reason being, yesterday, basically, trolls figured out a way to abuse the system and do fake tips that still show up on the stream.
Oh, shit.
And we had people doing fake $10,000 tips, no exaggeration. I believe yesterday, by the time the stream was over with Sekiro, we had over 17,000 fake dollars in tips that had been, you know, put up on the stream. And obviously we can't have that. It's going to be too distracting. You have troll messages constantly. So we're not doing it.
Now here's the crazy part. he kept a running tally of how much he made in troll tips, not just the day before or what you saw in the first what you saw in the last video, but also during the marathon. He still kept an active tally of how much the trolls were sending him, under the hope that that a few of them would be real. That's what we've come down to, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the situation has evolved into, or devolved into. Oh my. Oh my.
What I'm going to do long term is I'm going to basically do something different. I'm no longer going to be using Muxy when it comes to these stream notifications. What I'm going to have to do is switch over to something new.
And here's the thing. Actually, I just thought about this, because you guys remember in a broadcast or two I did a while back, Phil talked about how his mic cut out because OBS allegedly fucked him, but he never updated OBS. So, which is one of the main problems. Well, then when's the last time he updated Mugsy? And, if he goes to Streamlabs or anything else, you're going to have to update it periodically. If you're not updating anything, then of course it's gonna fail. What the fuck? So it's not necessarily that Mugsy failed, it was just that current build was outdated. And he didn't update, so the loophole was in. The moment he said he didn't update OBS, I think people probably just figured out, oh shit, then maybe we have an exploit that we can catch him on. And so they did. I don't know.
And I know there's multiple options. Everyone says use Streamlabs. We'll see. I have to keep my eyes peeled for what options I want to do. And I'm basically going to be doing a new thing shortly. How shortly? I can't promise that, because I basically need time to experiment and mess around with something new. And I don't have a lot of free time. As you know, I stream constantly. But I'll do my best. We'll see. In the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to adopt something new.
You're full of shit. You can literally, since you have like a 3-hour break between the first stream and the second, right? He could literally download one or two of them. He needs to just download Streamlabs, to be honest with you. And then just mess around with some of the features. You can do that in like 35-40 minutes. And still cook whatever your turkey burgers with your onions, lettuce, and tomato and whatnot, and your side of potato salad, and still be fine. And you eat off paper plates anyway. What the fuck do you mean you got dishes to clean outside of the skillet that you cooked the turkey burger in? Which always cracked me up. He eats off paper plates. He's been doing it since Panda was there. The only time they didn't eat off paper plates is when Panda made something. So what dishes is he talking about having to clean up? On top of the fact that you don't clean up as you go? Is that not a thing in the Burnell house? We just let dishes pile up to the point where they're starting to basically fall over, you know what I'm saying, out of the sink, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we probably should do dishes now. Think about this.
Replace Muxy, because Muxy just doesn't seem sufficient anymore, where people can abuse the system so badly that they can just spam insanely large fake tips to get attention, okay? So there will not be any pop-up notifications for tips today. However, I will be monitoring and giving shout-outs for all legitimate tips today. So if we get...
Also, I do actually have a small theory about... I think I said it earlier on, about how it was convenient that the troll tips come in the day before the marathon, and then afterwards, he has to verify anything. Which means that, like I said, some of those tips that he got, they could very well have been falsified, just so he can inflate the numbers. And he was smart enough not to inflate it by much, but he definitely made sure that it was, let's say this, it was convenient that he at least broke over 1,000 tips before that stream ended. It's rather convenient that happened. The stream was live, allegedly, for about 12 hours, right? And yet, he just barely scraped by with $1,000+ That's kind of convenient. Just saying.
Large legitimate tips, you will get your credit. I will shout you out. You will get on the leaderboard if you are the top tip of the day. Okay, everybody? Honk Honkler did a 100-bit cheer and hilariously said I should not overgeneralize when I talk about Sekiro, when in his own cheer he overgeneralizes. The bottom line is, I think Sekiro is a game that's made for those who want the insane hardcore challenge without any kind of option for easiness. When you play Dark Souls, alright, even though the game can be incredibly unfair at times, most people can persevere. I think Sekiro will be the game from Software that breaks people. That there's going to be a ton of people buying it because they liked previous From Software games, and out of the people who buy it, like 20% of the people will ever beat it. because it just seems like that's the kind of game they were going for, and that's fine if that's your cup of tea, but for me personally, I enjoyed playing the Dark Souls games and exploring and seeing the enemy variety. I never really wanted to challenge myself. Oh, I'm doing an all parry run where everything I do I parry. I'm doing a run where I'm a level 1 and I never level up. See, I don't do that kind of shit. I don't find that fun. But for people who love that, I think that's the kind of game Sekiro is designed to be. And this is your game, and that's great, but you have to understand it definitely is going to polarize the gaming audience. And so when you see someone like me who's a more casual player, not a hardcore player, I don't go back and do crazy challenge runs a million times in Dark Souls, and playing a game like Sekiro and struggling and being frustrated, you're going to understand that's kind of what's going to happen to most people who play this game and aren't the hardcore bunch who are in love with From Software so much. You know, and that's a shame. It is what it is, but, you know, that's just going to be the truth of the matter. So, that's my opinion, okay? And if you disagree, that's fine. You can disagree, and that's okay. But, you know, please don't come on and attack me for my opinions, all right? Vote Democrat, cheered.
Why not? You attack other people for their opinions. You ridicule other people for their opinions. You get people lambasted for their opinions. Basically, what you're saying is you're a shitty gamer. That's basically what you're saying. And you need to just accept that, and that's it. Just because you can't accomplish something doesn't mean others can't either. And Phil has this crazy notion that, oh, if I think it's bad, everybody thinks it's bad. Which is insane. It's insane. People are already to the point now where they're speed running it. They're speed running it. And then that's going to start breaking down in the categories, Phil. But yet you want to sit there and play Dark Souls or whatever game it is, you know, for the 4th or 5th time and do a magic run. Get out of here.
Yes, detractors are coming today. No kidding. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knew that detractors would be out in force today. We don't need to give them any undue attention. And already, I've already told you, I've curtailed it. If they try to do abuse of the system and fake tips or whatever, it's not going to affect anything because no one's going to see them but me. And I'm going to know what's real and what's not. So no worries. By the way, they've already mass reported this stream falsely for a million different reasons trying to get it taken down, even though there's nothing wrong with the stream and it violates no terms of service of anything. So, good for them. Congrats on being massive troll idiots. I don't know what else to say.
Salt. That's all you taste is salt.
Hodor Targ cheered says, what about a patron goal? I think that platform is under-promoted in your plug since last fundraiser patrons went down, unfortunately. First of all, I don't know what
Did he read that on Kiwi Lab? Oh, no, sorry, Kiwi Lab's funny. On Kiwi Farms or something? Like, where does some of these notions even come from that people are mass reporting the stream? Like, it's funny because I feel like when it comes to this whole conspiracy theory thing, he's probably at it more than the rest of us. You probably need to just stop reading Kiwi Farms for a little while, Phil. Either you're not understanding what you're reading, or you're spinning these narratives that make no sense to anybody, even yourself. So maybe you should just stop. Please do.
About last fundraiser. I didn't do a fundraiser.
What? What? This guy's a pathological liar.
But, you know, here's the thing. As I become more and more and more stream-oriented, people on Patreon have become less focused on Patreon. And, you know, that's going to happen. People are going to want to come to the format where I'm focused. And if my focus is streams, they want to do contributions via streams. You know what I mean? You're going to get more cheering, subbing, and tipping to get that interaction live on a stream versus, oh, I pledged to Patreon, and I get, you know, oh, I get to nominate and vote on games for an event, or, oh, I get to get my question answered on Ask the King. That's not as big of a lustrous thing, you know what I mean? As contributing during the live streams when they see that immediate...
So basically, we're going to shit on Patreon and talk up the stream, right? Until next month or the month after, where now all of a sudden we need to shift it all back to Patreon. And isn't Ask the King actually coming up? So he had already collected the money off that anyway, if anybody was dumb enough to pay him to have him answer a question. Wow, Phil. Wow, you're really, really willing to abandon anything for short-term money. That's a shame.
And interaction, and thank you for the contribution. You see what I mean? So, in that regard, I hear ya, and I have sought to try to find better ways to integrate my Patreon into stuff, and I have, but some people are still like, oh, you should go do other stuff. It's funny, because the things people constantly tell me to do on Patreon, I can't do. They're things that just aren't viable. But I don't know, you know, you're absolutely right. I completely agree with you. However, you know, I'm always seeking suggestions on you know, what are things that I could do for patrons? Hey, hell, if anyone ever has suggestions, I'm open to suggestions. I'd love to hear them. You know, patreon.com/DarkSydePhil is where you can pledge to my Patreon, and you do earn personal rewards.
But what's the point of giving him a suggestion if if none of them are valid? I mean, i.e., excuse me, anything that requires him to put up effort. What's the point of recommending anything to him if he's going to just say it's not valid or it's not viable? Seems counterintuitive to me.
For pledging, it's all explained there. But you know, for today's purposes, I think focusing on the tips is the best way to go. You know, even though Patreon would help, I think people are more focused on getting that instant gratification of a shout out, thank you for the tips, or getting up on the tips leaderboard rather than worrying about patron pledges at this point. Okay.
But what does that even matter? Because if you think about it, you're not getting anything special. You're getting some little bullshit ad roll on one of the corners and shit. He says thanks for the tip, and then that's the end of it. You're paying for that? Like, you're paying to have someone who's a perpetual failure in life acknowledge you for giving him money. What? Like, is that what we're doing? That's why I'm saying he needs to just go. If it's really that easy, and if all these guys over there are just brain dead idiots, then you might as well go ahead and get Streamlabs, get the little cup with whatnot. You can pick what little I guess not really emotes, but what little tokens or whatnot that drop in, and let them just do that, and then watch Phil turn his head every time he hears the little notification for it. It would be easier, and it makes Phil look just that much more stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because it proves that you're not a gamer. You only care about the money. And you'll see him do like a nervous twitch every once in a while when he tries to look over to the side when a tip or something comes in. That right there is more amusing than anything that he does now. Just my own personal opinion. And if he goes to Streamlabs, Phil, you better have that goddamn cup there. Seriously. Make it easier on yourself.
Hickany. Cheers. Is why do you care so much about healthcare? You really get sick or go to the doctor. You really don't need it, and Cat seems healthy. Because for me, I'm getting older, and I'm going to be very honest with all of you. You guys have no idea about my true health. I don't talk about it. I don't tell you about health issues that I have and shit. I just, when something happens, I just tough through it. And I know, you know, I have things that eventually I'm going to have to go for healthcare for, and I need health insurance. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, you say, oh, I really get sick. I mean, you're right. But however, I would love to go to the doctor when I get sick, but I can't afford it because healthcare in the United States is so expensive. Not only am I paying over $300 a month for healthcare, if I go to the doctor, I have to pay more money. Oh, you came to the doctor? That's immediately a copay. Oh, I had to prescribe a medication to make you better. That's immediately hundreds of dollars. And it's like, that's the healthcare situation in America. You need to be rich to basically go to the doctor. And I'm not, you know. I'm not. I don't have the money to do it. In the past few years, I had a few times when I'm down and my voice is all screwed up. Going to the doctor would definitely benefit me, and I can't go, you know?
God damn, dude. That's depressing as fuck.
It is very depressing, especially to the fact that this idiot pays $300 plus for health insurance and doesn't use it. Absolutely fucking amazing. All those tips, all those donations, all that Patreon money, and you can't go to the doctor when you feel real sick? I mean, it's not like they can give you a magic pill for your depression anyway, Phil. But if you're really sick, you should just go to the doctor. Or go to the ER, or whatever the case may be, and just chalk it up later when you got the bill. I mean, let's be honest. The people on stream are going to pay for it anyway. So, who cares? Oh, I don't know, Phil. Maybe you really just weren't that sick. Maybe you were just hungover. Just saying. Maybe that's what the situation was. Might need to put the Tangeray down, dude.
Alright, continuing on. Hodor Tark says, I think the unfortunate part of you playing Sekiro, you haven't mastered the virtues of parrying and counterattacks, which is the direct opposite of how you play Dark Souls, where you dodged like crazy. Hopefully you won't drop it after a few failures. I'm gonna do my best. Like I said, it's funny to me, because just because I criticize a game doesn't mean I hate it. Just because I got frustrated at a game doesn't mean I'm not gonna keep playing it. And last night, after my second stream of Sekiro, here we go with bullshit. People on the internet saying that I dropped the game. Phil dropped Sekiro today, did you hear? Well, no, actually I didn't drop Sekiro at all. You made that up to try to get, you know, some kind of drama going. And so everyone on Twitch was talking about how Phil dropped Sekiro. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the first game I'm playing on the marathon tomorrow. I don't know. Where would you even get these notions from? Right? These crazy notions. I don't understand. But anyway, no, I didn't drop Sekiro. I am going to keep trying to persevere. We'll see how it goes. All right.
Okay, moving on. The Lightning God cheered and said, stop making excuses. I don't even know what you're talking about. Thanks for the cheer. Code Castle cheered, and he says, I can pick up a controller and play any game at a professional level. Your words, homie. Well, if I ever said that, that's completely false.
I'm just overall pretty good at all kinds of different games. I think I could take something like that World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer. You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country.
Any moment.
And yet he didn't do it. Justin Wong ended up doing it. And he said that's why Justin Wong got his notoriety, because I didn't go and he did. That's kind of funny. Second thing is, and this is what I feel that's important, it's Phil's past, like I said, is where the gems are at, or where the jewels are at. And watching him walk back statements like that is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, because he really believes that people don't remember it. So if one person brings it up, oh, he can just hoof wave it off, and then that's it. End of story. Not realizing that he's getting ready to turn that into a brand new meme, or it's going to be a brand new thing on his streams from now on, and he can't fight it. Absolutely amazing.
Pick up a controller, and I can play any game at professional level. And the truth of the matter is that people should stop taking things that I said years and years and years and years in the past as face value stuff. You know, things change over time. The world is not black and white. If you believe that, you are an incredibly immature person and incredibly...
I mean, you just figured that out like a year or two ago. So, I mean, you're not that far off the mark either.
Unwise. You know? Things that I used to say back in the day are insanely stupid, and I've said this repeatedly. Think about all the dumb shit I've said over the years about things like Minecraft and stuff. You know, I was a moron back then, saying dumb shit. No, I cannot pick up any controller and play any game at a professional level. And if you actually believe that that's fact, that's just stupidity. Okay?
Oh, shit. Well, that was way too much. The thing erupted on me. There must have been an air pocket in it. That's not cool. But we could salvage it. Look at that. Just put a little bit on top. It's going to be way too much on the bottom. I'm going to have to avoid that blotch right there, because I obviously didn't want that to happen. But...
Oh, shit. I'm going to open up my PayPal because I want to confirm that tips are correct.
And the thing is the reason why that's prevalent is because he spent so many years after making that statement trying to defend it. And now all of a sudden he's just giving up. That's what makes it, I think, the most prevalent, when he has to walk statements back like that. Because he made the statement and then fought the validity of it for years, and then now he's just kind of forced to give up. That's the sad part. Amusing, but sad nonetheless.
Everything for today, and so I need to open this up. Because sometimes the email confirmations don't go through immediately. So having the PayPal open actually is going to help me even more. To confirm legit stuff, and having the PayPal open, I absolutely can confirm this is legit. So we got a $1 tip from Super Dragon. Frogs playing golf. Cheers. Have you ever considered doing unbans for $5? No, because guess what? That's against Twitch terms of service.
Okay, this is funny. Someone named Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad in the stream chat says, read my name and I'll tip. I just wanted to read it because I thought that was hilarious. He wants me to say Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad. I don't think it's bad, I just don't think it's good. I think it's just kind of meh. And Tax Guy Larry cheers. Can we get a T-pose for good luck? Alright, fine. You guys want it? You can have your T-pose for good luck. There you go, you got your T-pose.
What? What? I've been broadcasting since 10 a.m. It's now 10:12 p.m. Okay? This is the longest stream I've ever done in the history of me streaming. Ah!
Yeah, I really want to know what the deal is with that. Why do you have that? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's obviously like something a troll would make. But why do you have that, Phil? It's not like you're trying to poke fun at yourself or anything. I don't know. It's really strange that he has that on his laptop. It's really weird.
That was the wrong thing. That was not what I meant to click on. Sorry about that. Okay, hold on.
And even though this isn't even a dent in my taxes yet, it's adding up. It's going to help in the long run. It will. So thank you guys very much for your contributions. I appreciate it. All right. So that being said, thanks for a great event. A few things that I noticed. Number one, it seems that some people only want to be here for certain types of games. Definitely today I played Sekiro, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Blackout. Black Ops 4 Blackout. Those 3 games brought in more viewers and more contributions via tips than anything else. When I started
no
playing...
shit. Sekiro was first, as well as the fact that, well, it was first. It was the first game and it's a new game. So that's kind of a double whammy, as he likes to call it. As for Black Ops and, or Blackout, sorry, and Modern Warfare, I mean, people like seeing you get killed in Modern Warfare. It's just hilarious. And Blackout, they have a better chance of you reading their actual cheers and whatnot, or tips, or so on and so forth. As for Mario RPG, you're just terrible at it. And what was the other game that you played? He's about to tell us. But the other 2 games were just bad choices. Most people don't even know why he even put them up there. They were really there just to delay the stream even longer. They were just padding. And he fucked up. He screwed up and he basically derailed everything for himself. Good for you, Phil.
Donkey Kong Country 2, Super Mario RPG, and Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah. Donkey Kong Country 2. I didn't see the Street Fighter segment. I have to go back and watch Tevin's rebroadcast of it. The Donkey Kong segment was hilarious and pathetic. And, like I said, he shouldn't have been playing Mario anyway. He had no business doing it.
People were saying, oh, this is not as good, it's boring, or whatever. People didn't really come back till I started doing Blackout. I get that. At the same time, I don't think that doing an entire 12-hour stream of only 3 games would have worked. And like I've already told you guys, with Sekiro, by splitting up the way I'm doing it, it's making it so I not burn out on it. If I had played Sekiro for more than 2 hours today, I probably would have been annoyed to holy hell, and not like the game, and it wouldn't have been entertaining for you to watch or for me to play. So that's why I split it up like that. If anything, I think what we need to do is we need to focus on finding games that work for events like this.
Because someone says,
but that doesn't even matter. Why are you saying that we need to find games that need to do shit? Fuck you, you do it. Because first and foremost, any games that they put that they suggest, you're more than likely going to shoot it down anyway. Especially if it needs to be, you know, basically tailor-made for your fucking lazy-ass, boring-ass marathon anyway. So you pick the fucking games that you want to play then. At the end of the day. That was the whole problem with this whole marathon in the first goddamn place. Oh, everybody's saying I should play games that I enjoy and that I like, and this, that, and third. Instead of playing what the actual instead of playing exactly what the audience wanted to see. We did it your way, and it failed. Now you want suggestions so you can just pick through and see what you like and what you don't like? Then the next one's gonna fail too. How is this hard to figure out?
Every week. I'm not doing this every week. If I do this every week, it's not special. It would be just something I do every week, and people would be like, oh, Phil's just...
It's not special now.
To try to be a money grubber and raise money, and that's why he does the special stream. No. Fuck you.
What do you mean no? That's the whole point of the marathon in the first place, was to raise money towards your taxes. So what the fuck you mean no?
You're a liar. I want this to be when I actually need help from you guys. Then I'll do like a crazy long special stream, but I'm not going to do it every week. And
you said the same shit about the fundraising and charity streams back in the end of 2017, and you did it until Twitch ended up smacking you down. And you're always in help or in need of money. You're so stupid. You're really, really dumb. And the lies aren't working no more. Everybody's waiting for you to just go ahead and bring up the health situation, Phil. That whole disease that you have, or that condition that you have that you don't talk about, and so on and so forth. You might as well just go ahead and bring it out, because to be honest with you, it's your ace in the hole. It's your ace in the hole. And even then, no one's going to really believe it. Because you live your life online. How did you hide it for so long? Sorry to blow that out the water for you right now, Phil, but, you know, someone needed to.
Then it wouldn't be special. It would seem like it's too commonplace, okay? However, being that we see that how much, you know, I raised today via tips, which was my goal, to raise as many tips as possible, I'm probably going to do another one of these. Holy fucking shit. Relax. Some people just can't control themselves. And then, of course, 1,000 troll responses of negativity. It's greed. And oh, it's Phil's greed. Oh, it's greed. Phil wants more. He always wants more.
For my my time away to Connecticut in the second week of April. All right.
I thought you said it wouldn't be special if you did it over and over again. Oh, you don't want to do it every week because it wouldn't be special. But I'm going to do it again in another 2 weeks before I go on vacation. And before my birthday. Or on my birthday, whichever one comes first. This is your valedictorian, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is your businessman, right? This is the guy who knows what he's doing. He knows what his audience wants, yet for whatever reason they don't want to compensate him for it. It's this man right here who went from calling us, someone said this in my comment section, we went from a bunch of brain dead idiots to now the very people that are ruining his life and taking his livelihood away from him. It's amazing how as time goes on, things change and whatnot, and every single time it works against his benefit. I don't know. I just don't know.
When exactly it'll be, I don't know. Probably, I don't want to do it, I don't think, on my birthday. Maybe if I do it the day before my birthday, that would work out. Okay? So I guess we'll see, you know, timing-wise. But I think I should definitely do another.
So then what? Are you going to take Saturday and Sunday off then? Because, yeah, he would have to end up, let's see, because his birthday falls on April 6th. That's a Saturday, as we said. So he wants to do it that Friday. So then he wouldn't take that, if he's smart, he's not going to take that Monday off. He's going to work Monday through Friday. Friday being the marathon again, and then take the weekend off. And then then they would fly out that Monday, which I bet you that's what the plan's going to be. Interesting.
Before to raise as much as I can, because like I say, I certainly did not raise enough to make a dent in my taxes, but if I keep going, I might be able to, okay? So, that being said, thank you for everyone who did contribute, who was here and just hung out with me. Even if you didn't contribute, thanks for just hanging out, for being positive. Thank you to my mod staff, who had to moderate a ton today. It was a major pain in the butt. I know it was, okay? I definitely think it was a successful event. The other cool thing is I have a giant day of gameplay videos to upload, so it's going to be good footage for YouTube. I don't know if it's going to translate into any views or whatever.
Views. I don't want to be Mr. Views.
Or any ad revenue, but what I would say is if you are watching this video or any of the videos from today's marathon on YouTube, please also consider contributing, because ad revenue doesn't cut it anymore. Like, no lie, ad revenue is so bad on YouTube that some months, I'm now making on YouTube probably 1/7 or 1/8 what I used to in 1 month. That's how bad it's gotten. It does nothing. Like, it's just so pathetic, and it's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. They lost all their advertisers, you know? So, if you're watching on YouTube, and you only watch on YouTube, please consider contributing in the description of the video. I mean, right here's the link, but in the description of the video is the link. Please consider contributing to help out, okay?
And the bottom line is, it doesn't matter, like, my Twitch, my YouTube videos, are what they are. You know, I know for a fact my YouTube viewership has dwindled because I've been focusing way more on Twitch, in particular. So I know that not as many people go and even watch me on YouTube anymore. YouTube is saying we don't want people like Phil anymore. I was yelling and screaming and saying, it's all your fault and you gotta, you know, send me freaking, you know, funds and stuff. It was just me saying, you want videos on YouTube? Pledge to Patreon.
I got a $1 tip saying, well, if you're gonna take a week off in April, isn't that gonna hurt all the money that you raised today? Yeah, but the bottom line is I have to do this. I've explained many times. We're in a situation where my parents are getting older. I'm in a situation where, Kat obviously wants to meet them, and they want to meet Kat. And, you know, we're in a situation where who knows what's going to happen with their health. It's actually that bad where something could happen. Where, like, my mom put it the best way. She said, I'd much rather have you come out here and spend time with us and us meet Kat and us do stuff together and spend significant time than you have to come out here when one of us is dying sick to say goodbye. I'd rather have it that way. And I was like, I agree with you. I'd rather go out now before things are horrible and have a good time and good memories rather than, you know, another couple of years forward, maybe something horrible happens, right? Which, God forbid, it doesn't. I like my parents.
Wait a second. Now a couple of years forward? Now all of a sudden we went from being deathly sick and ill and we don't know how much time left to now years later? We might not be able to, you know, when we come back out there, they're going to be in really bad shape? Or they're going to be on their deathbeds? Is that what you see how the narrative keeps changing? He just keeps pushing the goalposts back further and further and further. And since he doesn't want to take any pictures from there, at least allegedly, we won't know if he actually went or not. So if he does go to Disney, if no pictures are taken, who's to say he went? I don't know, Phil. Like I said, this sounds like bullshit yet again. I don't know why you would throw your parents up there like that anyway. And to sit there and say that you give a damn about it when you first brought this up about going to see your parents, you were like, I can't do it. These taxes are really killing me right now and I just can't. Then all of a sudden your parents say, oh, well, we'll pay your way. Okay, then, well, you know, I'll set some time across and, you know, this, that, and the third. It seems very interesting that as soon as they agreed to flip the bill for you, and pay you and Cat's way and pay for you guys to be in a hotel, and I guess you're borrowing their car or they're going to rent you a car. As soon as everything was on their dying dime, then all of a sudden everything's all right. Yeah, we can go. And then we're doing these lame-ass marathons beforehand to try to cushion your pockets for the money that you're not going to be making while you're gone, which is what it kind of sounds like. That's kind of what it is, ain't it, Phil? Because you can't do this tax story forever. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are deferring your taxes year in, year out, and you're not doing that. I don't know, Scooby. Dspnews.
As long as they possibly can, obviously, but, you know, being reality here, you know, they're not going to live forever. So, that's what I mean, okay? So yeah, you're right. Oh no, Phil's not going to be streaming for a week in April. Does that mean he's losing money? Sure, but what can I do about it? Nothing. I can't do anything about it. It has to happen. It's more important.
You know, my parents are more important than me staying in this house. Just being...
Really? Since when? Since when has your parents' well-being been more important than saving this house? When you yourself says, you know, when you yourself said, sorry, that, you know, I have to close, you know, I have to do what I have to do right now with them because I have to close that chapter so I can move on. Now all of a sudden, oh, my parents' well-being means everything. Oh, you didn't see a couple of distracting videos, and now all of a sudden you're pissed off about it, huh? Is that what ended up happening? All right, well, there you go. Let me take this from the editor.
All of you, they're more important. Me spending time with them and Cat meeting them, whatever, is more important than me losing a week of money to go see my parents. So that's what I mean. I'm going to be visiting them no matter what in April. All right. Oh my God, this shocks me. Wow.
Timbo Slice Cheer says, great stream. Good to see you feel the way I do with family. Nothing is more important. It's true. This house has been amazing to live in, but if I don't work for a week to go visit my parents and it's the tipping point of the reason why I can't stay in this house, then so be it. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking week. It's a week, and that week will be very meaningful to see my parents, to spend time with them, for Cat to meet them. It's going to be a really...
Then why didn't you say that in the beginning? Instead of coming up with excuses and throwing your taxes up there saying that it's not feasible for me to go. Now all of a sudden it's more meaningful because we're getting closer and closer to it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're a fucking hypocrite, dude. Like, it's obviously you don't give a shit about your parents. They're just a means to an end. Cat is too, to some extent. And the only thing that you really talked about is, you haven't really talked about, sorry, the only thing that you really mentioned as it pertains to this trip is going to former haunts that you took your ex-girlfriend to, or your former fiance. Someone had brought that up, that we shouldn't just downgrade her to an ex-girlfriend. Your former fiance, and eating. And spending maybe a day with your parents. Probably half the day when you get there, and then maybe half the day before you leave. Other than that, you're talking about all the food that you want to eat and all the places you want to go. You didn't necessarily say your parents were going with you guys during that whole situation. So how much meaningful time are you really planning on spending with them? How much meaningful time is Cat going to spend with them?
Memories for life, you know? So, it's worth it, okay? It's definitely worth it.
I got an anonymous dollar tip saying, will you provide any photos from the trip so trolls don't accuse you of lying? Trolls will accuse me of lying no matter what. But I may, just for the fans, take a few pictures, like maybe Bearsley Zoo, maybe, you know, my cat in my parents' house, and we're playing with their cats and stuff like that. We'll see. But I'm not going to be doing a ton of that. If it is, it'll just be pictures with my phone, not the camera for videos or anything. It'll be very small things on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. Okay? I just received a $200 tip. And by the way, I now owe everyone a triple dab.
That was the tip I was talking about. He didn't verify it. He just put it up there, and then that's it. Did this lame ass triple dab, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, like, how do we know it's legit? How do we know that he just didn't send it to himself or whatever the case may be? And that's not a dab, by the way. It's not a dab. It's like a fucking crazy looking Hitler salute or some shit.
Terrible. There's your triple dab. Because I promised I would do that if we hit $1,000, and we did. So there's your triple dab.
So I got an anonymous dollar tip from someone who thinks they're a know-it-all. They're not, and I'm not even going to address it. But thank you for the dollar tip regardless. Alright. That's 2 more tips. I just love these people. I have a friend who's a friend of a CPA, and they said that if you make this much money, you should be paying this much in taxes, and you should be doing this, and you should be doing that. Whatever. Whatever you say. Oh, I have no idea. Frogs Playing Golf says if I had to sell this house, which might happen later this year, would I also consider taking the loss on the condo in Connecticut or keep trying to pay that and make it your future new place? That will never be my future new place. I don't know why people can't fucking get this through their thick skulls. I can't live there. My stream setup doesn't work there. The internet there is not good enough to stream every day. It never was. That's why I couldn't stream consistently when I fucking lived there. I was always having problems with the fucking internet, constantly. And they will refuse to fix it. Even paying the highest level account.
And you haven't been there in 5 years and nothing's changed? And you paying for the best package doesn't mean you get the best service. That's the illusion. Wow, you're an idiot. You're just a silly, silly pig. Like... This is one of the reasons why he got in trouble in the first place. Is he thought that if he paid top dollar for everything, he would get the best of everything. And most of it he didn't use anyway. So what was the point? And you haven't been in Connecticut in 5 years. So how the hell do you know what the internet's like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think everything just had stayed the same after you left? And nothing has changed in 5+ years? That's ridiculous. Half the places that you're looking forward to eating at, when you go over there, probably aren't even there anymore. Or they're under new management, or the name has changed, or whatever the case may be. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it then. Oh boy. Dspnews.
Fix the internet there. There's only one company that does internet there, so I can't get a competitor to come in and do better internet for me. Cat and I cannot live there. It's too small for 2 people. The people who lived there previously moved out because it was too small for 2 people. I'm never moving back there ever under any fucking circumstance whatsoever. Stop saying it. It's stupidity at this point, okay? Can't happen. If anything, I have to get an apartment or a bigger place somewhere else. I can't live there and do what I do and live with Cat and do all that in Connecticut. I mean, seriously, I don't know how many fucking times I could give you all my rationale why it can't happen. You're just being thick-headed at this point. Stop it.
Toxify it. Oh, Phil actually is a really toxic person, so we're just gonna keep saying, why am I toxic? Because it's a meme. Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
I got a $1 tip from someone named Cheeseburger. He says, if you have to sell your house, which house do you mean? This house, I'm living in. I can't sell the house in Connecticut. The house in Connecticut, I owe around $97,000 against the mortgage, and it's only worth about $60,000. So I can't sell something that I owe more on it than I'll make for selling it. I have to sell this house. This house has equity in it. Another anonymous $1 tipper says that the condo is a detractor meme and they turn everything into a meme. You're right. It really is. You know, you're absolutely right. They turn everything into memes, negative memes, and they laugh about everything in my life and think it's hilarious. When in my life, you know, I have to deal with the repercussions of the shit that's happened to me over the years. To them, it's hilarious. Oh, it's funny. It's very funny. Fuck off.
It is funny. It's funny as shit. Because you put yourself there. You put yourself there. No one told you to sit there to move on a declining income. No one told you that while you're on the cuff of your genre of gaming or whatever the case may be, to not make the changes moving forward like everybody else was going to. You could have been the head of all of that. Or you could have at least been at the forefront of all that. You chose not to. No one told you to make bad business decisions. No one told you to delete videos. No one told you to sit there and try to actively engage with the trolls and get videos and channels taken down, which hence the reason why they came back to you in full force. No one told you to run around the internet and be a piece of shit. No one told you to put every video out and monetize it with every little thing in it. And then get mad that years later people brought up those inconsistencies. No one told you to do any of those things. And that's just the tip of the goddamn iceberg of the dumb shit that you've done. It is funny. It's hilarious to see somebody of your age to be that incompetent. It's all fallout at this point. You're gonna fall. We all know you're gonna fail. And everybody's just sitting back waiting for it to happen. And while it happens, and until then, everybody sits back, laughs at it, we exchange our thoughts on it. If you didn't want to be a fucking meme, then you shouldn't have put everything online. But you did because you could profit from it. You hoard yourself out, and now everybody gets to see the repercussions of it. When you did it, you didn't care because you were making crazy money. You saw that money coming in. You didn't care what people said. Now, money's dried up. Now you're sitting here doing shit that you don't want to do. You're still failing. You failed on one platform. Well, you failed and got kicked off of one platform. You're failing on another platform. You've abandoned that, turned it to an archive. And now you're on your main platform that you keep sucking off, but you're still failing at it. You provide nothing. And as long as you don't provide anything, people are going to laugh at it. And people are going to take advantage of it. And that's all you've really come down to. You've given up, as I've said before, you've given up freedom for security. So what comes at you next is just what comes at you next. You shut the fuck up and you take it because you don't have a choice. Dspnews.
Oh my god. That's great. Oh my god.
What's my opinion on the morning kumite? I don't even know what the hell that is. I really don't. And by the way, John C. III, I hope it's not a detractor thing, because seriously, if it is, like, you were acting up today. I don't know what was up with you, dude. You gotta stop. You know, this is a stream where we're trying to be positive, and you're coming in and shouting out stuff I never heard of. Seriously, you gotta fucking chill with that shit.
Android, thanks for the cheer. Again, I'm not gonna argue with you about this stuff. People swear they know better than me about shit, so they're like, if I cheer or tip, I can argue with Phil, and because I cheer or tipped, Phil will just go on a tangent about it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not wasting my time with it.
I really should be checking these because they might not be real. These might be the people faking it. Let me check right now. Because I'm giving all these answers now. These might be fake tips, too.
And here's the thing. If it wasn't true, why is he getting so mad at it? If it wasn't true about the stuff that Android is saying, why is he getting so pissed off at it? And most of the questions that Android throws at him, he doesn't know how to answer, which contradicts his tax situation in the first place. And more people are starting to pick up on that. Oh boy.
No, these tips are legit. Okay, good. These have been legit tips. It's not about the money. It's not. I'm not here to take a paycheck. Let's face it, is a money factory. Please give me your monies. Can I give Chestnut a hug? Sure, why not? Give him a nice hug. There you go, Chestnut. Thanks for being here today for my first marathon. I appreciate that. And thanks for not falling constantly, because I think you only fell like once, and it was off camera. Between, like, setup, he never actually fell and distracted me today, so that was nice. Hello, my children. Welcome, my friends, to a world of wonder and joy. Ho, 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 ho. It's the positive stream. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, let's stop that.
Look at that. Look at that. $1,126 of $17,161. And I'm not sure if he's going to bring it up in this video in particular, but didn't Phil say something about whenever you tip him, he doesn't actually get the full dollar? He only gets like 50. Oh, I know somebody knows what I'm talking about. He only gets like 53, or he only gets like 56 cents out of every dollar that's given to him. So that number right there actually doesn't even exist either. He didn't actually get 1,100. He only got like half of that, a little more than half. Oh, holy shit. The failure is amazing. But someone will, I think someone knows what I'm talking about, and they'll comment they'll say something in the comment section to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, so the way I'm looking at it, he didn't even walk away with the full 1,100. Wow. All that for 12 hours of nothingness. So sad. Just so goddamn sad. Today proved that we can't succeed at everything if we put our minds to it, as long as we stay positive. Oh, that is gout warming, to say the very least. It really is. North Goutopia should be proud.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he should have done. He should have just had a pillow over his head for 12 hours, and he probably would have made more money than what he did. That was a goddamn shame. Thank you very much to Snort Burnell for just the countless hours of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, I will also put all 3 of these videos will be down in the description below, as well as the 2 videos by Mr. Huffstuffs going over the Sekiro boss fights, at least the 2 of them so far. Those will be down there in the description also. Oh, What is my overall thoughts? Let's get Phil off the screen. Now, this is gonna be this is supposed to be a relaxing time on the way out of this. There we go. Alright. So, my final thoughts on all this. It's the type of failure that you can't write. You can't write failure and carnage like this. This was literally the alpha and the omega of failure. It really is. It's like if God woke up on a bad day and then 7 days later he's still having a really bad day. That's exactly what this is. It was complete and utter shit. He did nothing, he provided nothing, and in turn he ended up getting nothing. The taxes are bullshit, obviously. The trip, who knows what's gonna make out of that nonsense. His birthday stream is gonna be a fucking failure. The people that are fucking following him are starting to wake the goddamn up, are finally starting to wake up, I should say, and realize that they've been duped, or they're just gonna sit around and troll him because he's so pathetic that he's gonna go after the easy dollar over working. He would rather show his ass for a year than put in a week of hard work. I mean, real hard work. I mean, outside of his house, actually having to do a job. And he gets in, he reaps what he sows. He's been reaping what he sowed for a long time. But that type of lazy, pathetic, uninspiring, uncreative attitude and work ethic, if you want to call it that, he was rewarded for it in the beginning because no one knew who he really was. You know what I mean? No one understood what the plan was, what the marketing scheme was until now. And now that it's all come to fruition, he is what he is. And he'll never change. So he's going to be 50 years old, 60 years old, sorry. And he's going to keep doing this shit because it's all he has. He can't do nothing else. And as long as he keeps doing it, there's going to be someone to report on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how much time we're going to have here, but I want to make sure it's a good time while we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, failure is failure, no matter how you look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dspnews, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, the GTG Network Productions. I've been your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Failure has never tasted so good. I'll see you guys on the next broadcast. Take care of yourselves.
Did his best in there with a champion. Shit. The fuck?